after the mid-season break with the internationals, the Premier League returns to the TC Hub, and we've got a brilliant game in store for you this evening. 2 games in store, in fact. We've got the game which is taking place at Molineux between Arsenal, who are the visitors, to take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. And we've also got the game at Anfield, where Liverpool taking on Leicester. We'll have updates on the Liverpool v Leicester game with live commentary from alternative off to remote commentary of Wolves against Arsenal. We'll have that coming up very, very shortly. We'll get the team news from both of those matches very, very soon as well. Let's take a look at the two teams in our updated match first before we hand across to our match commentators for the build up to the main game. So your team news from Anfield, where Liverpool are taking on Leicester City this evening. Let's look to do a double over the Reds. For Liverpool, it's Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson across the back. Thiago, Fabinho and Jones in the midfield. Diego Jota, Roberto Firmino and Luis Diaz leads the line. On the bench is Kelleher, Konate, Milner, Keita, Salah, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Minamino, Tomiskas and Elliott. Arvela came back on the weekend and scored on his return from injury. As for Leicester, they landed with Schmeichel in goal, a back for Justin, Amate, Ndidi and Thomas. Dewsbury Hall and Samare went to the back four. Lookman, Madison and Albrighton are just behind. Patson, Daka on the bench for the Foxes is Ward, Soyuncu, Barnes, Tillemans, Iheanacho, Perez, Chowdhury, Pereira and Vestergaard. Should be a good game in this one. We'll be going across in a second for now the team news and build up for Wolves against Arsenal in just a couple of seconds from now. Welcome to the Coin Shop's coverage then of Wolverhampton Wanderers against Arsenal, with updates, as I mentioned, of Leicester's trip to Liverpool and to Anfield to take on Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool side. I'm Westman providing the updates on the Liverpool game this evening. But first, let's find out all the important team news from the main match that you wanted to hear this evening. It's Wolves against Arsenal in your match in the company of your match commentator Luke Turton. But first, Mike Honeyman has got the team news. Mike.
Thank you very much, Russ. Indeed, I have. So the Wolves side line up with Sarr in goal. And the back line is Kilman, Cody, and Sides, with Semedo and Marcal along the midfield, alongside Dendoncker and Neves. Also, Trincao, Jimenez, and Podence are the three that make up the front line. The Arsenal side, incidentally, is Aaron Ramsdale is between the sticks. Cedric comes in at right back to replace Takiri Tomiyasu, who's now injured. Ben White and Gabriel continue on with their partnership at centre back. Kieran Tierney, the Scotsman, is at left back. Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka, are both back after their respective bans and both start in midfield with Saka and then Martinelli either side of Odegaard, who's playing in the number 10. And then, of course, the front man for Arsenal is none other than new captain on the back of, obviously, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's move to Barcelona, Alex Lacazette. The subs, incidentally, is a 18-year-old youngster on the bench for Arsenal, Zach Orr. Also, Nkonkwo is on the bench as well, the substitute keeper, because Bert Leno currently has COVID. Rob Holding, Tavares, Elneny, Lokonga, Smith Rowe, Pepe, and Nketiah make up the Arsenal remaining subs. And as for Wolves, it's Totti, Kundal, Aitnori, Hishan, Silva, Ruddy, Hueva, and Chiquino. Referee is Michael Oliver. He's assisted by Simon Bennett and Darren Kahn. Michael Salisbury is the man on fourth official duty, and the two men on VAR are Lee Mason, and he is assisted by Mark Scholes. So there's your lineups and your match officials for you.
Yes, we'll get back to Mike in around about a few seconds from now ahead of kick-off this evening. We'll have a look at the kick-off in a few moments' time. Let's just tell you about the officials in our game in the updated match where Liverpool are taking on Leicester City. This evening we'll bring you updates on all the key action as the game progresses. The referee for this game for Liverpool and Leicester City will be with you in just a second or so. The teams are out at Anfield ahead of kick-off as You Never Walk Alone will ring around ahead of kick-off then. Teams are about to come out any second as well. Molyneux will head across back to Mike in just a second. The officials for this game at Anfield this evening, I can tell you, is that the referee we'll bring you that referee in a second or so. We'll get ready for kick-off and Molyneux, and then once I have it, we'll fetch you the officials from this game here this evening. Where's technology when you want it to work? You don't really want to work for us. Brendan Rodgers just makes his way out of the tunnel at Anfield, shakes the hands of Jurgen Klopp, and the officials are just saying just now, I can tell you, it's Chris Kavanagh, the referee, Dan Cook and Dan Rowbottom, the assistants, Martin Atkinson, for official, while VAR duty at Stockley Park is Darren England and Adrian Holmes. Team's about to come out at Molyneux, so I send over to your match commentary team of Luke Turton. But first, Mike Orneman.
Thank you, Russ. So, the two teams have just come out now, and the two sides are just getting themselves set and ready to go. Incidentally, of course, Wolves did the double over Arsenal last season, winning both games by 2-1 at Molyneux and also at the Emirates as well. So, lots to play for here now in regards to Arsenal potentially being able to bounce back from that. Obviously, both of these two sides as well. We're going to get underway in a second, but with Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United both dropping points, and obviously West Ham still up there in fourth as well at the moment. There's games in hand. There's 3 games in hand on fourth place West Ham for both of these two sides.
Yeah, but I mean, points on the board's probably better than games in hand, to be fair, though, isn't it, really?
Yeah, no, 100%. As we are underway now, and it's with Connor Cody and out to Leicester, and Wolves are just trying to play it forward, but it's Thomas Partey and now Bukayo Saka, and now it's with Martin Odegaard, I think that is, and now back to Thomas Partey again. It's back from obviously AFCON now. Obviously, I mentioned Mo El Neni, one of the Egyptian players who was in the final for them, is on the bench for Arsenal today as well. So obviously, Mo Salah is on the Liverpool side, and Neni for Arsenal in this game that we're covering. But they both got to get over the disappointment of that final pretty quickly, haven't they?
Yes, of course they have, and I mean, they're professionals, so they'll be able to switch their minds off that fairly easily, I find.
That's right. There's a free kick here for Wolves now. I think that's Podence that's just gone down there under the challenge of Alex Lacazette. And, we touched on it briefly, really, just, ever so briefly at the very start of the programme. But when you look at, obviously, Alex Lacazette now leading the line for Arsenal, a little bit surprised that, Balogun and Aubameyang were both allowed to go. And then, Arsenal didn't replace the latter, the latter one of the two anyway, allowing Aubameyang to leave and then, maybe leaving it too late in the window, obviously doing all the the bit of business, getting rid of Aubameyang on the final day to actually bring a striker in. I'll come to you on that in a second, as Wolves just got a chance here, but it's just defended well by Arsenal. But yeah, just obviously with Alex Lacazette leading the line, there's a lot of pressure on him from an Arsenal perspective. And as I was just saying, were you a little bit surprised that Arsenal left it that late to get rid of Aubameyang, considering the issues that he quite clearly had with Mikel Arteta?
I mean, I'm so surprised with how long it took Aubameyang to leave, but I wasn't exactly surprised they didn't replace him, because I mean, you've still got Nketiah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Arsenal fans have been a bit critical of Nketiah recently.
There's just a chance here for a minute. It's Gabriel Martinelli just going to try and get the ball into the box, but it's taking a deflection and gone behind for a corner. But yeah, back with you again.
And I think you guys realise that only one player is going to play up front. So Lacazette's going to play, Nketiah can come off the bench, and if you really need to, Martinelli can go down the middle. So
obviously Nicola Pepe could be potentially, they were looking at Nicola Pepe as a false 9. I think it was last season as well. So there's options. There's 3 or 4 options, and then if you want to go to the under 23s, there's a couple of players in the under 23s that might end up getting a few minutes off the bench, but you don't really want to be rushing them in because obviously they're in the 23s for a reason, because they're not ready for first team football as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, you don't rush it, really, do you? Just, you've got the options there.
That's right. It's cleared by Wolves from that corner, incidentally, and it's now with, I think that was this given back to Arsenal anyway, and Kieran Tierney plays it out to Martinelli into Martin Odegaard there, and chance here for Lacazette, but well defended by, the Wolves back line, and then hoops clear and pretty fortunate there. I think it was Kieran Tierney that took a good touch there, but at the same time, maybe the Wolves man possibly could have been a little bit quicker onto him with that, trying to close him down a bit there.
Yeah, I mean, it was decent ball over the top, but I just think the guy hadn't got the pace to get inside there.
No, I think it might have been was it Raul Jimenez maybe, but obviously, it's great to have him back because obviously it wasn't only a couple of years ago in this fixture that Raul Jimenez suffered the nasty injury that he had, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, I'm sure Jimenez is a bit wary now of going in for those sort of head duels with the injury he picked up.
He seems to be, back to his best as well, Raul Jimenez at the moment, the Mexican striker. And I think, when you look at this Wolves side, obviously they've got Trincao and Podence, and obviously Hee Chan, who's on the bench at the minute, the Korean as well, who, is absolutely flying for them, isn't he? And, in the January transfer window, he made his loan move permanent as well.
Yeah, I mean, they have the options off the bench, so we'll just have to see if it gets into the second half and it's still as tight as it is now, whether they can make an impact.
It's just an opportunity here for Wolves to play it out from the back. It's with Max Kilman, and he's going to just try and put the ball forward, looking for, I think that was Jimenez there now, Podence, and out to Semedo there. I think is that Semedo? Yeah, it is. He's going to play it on to, I think that's Kilman once more. Going to take a couple of touches here now, and back to Semedo. He's going to try and whip the cross in, and Martin Odegaard's back there to do his defensive duties, and Arsenal can counter through Gabriel Martinelli, who just gets fouled as well by Semedo there. 5 minutes played. It's still Wolves 0, Arsenal 0, but quite a cagey first 5 minutes, really. There's not really, either side on top at the moment. It's quite, a little bit bitty.
It's a bit of a battle, I would say. Both sides have not really created anything of any sorts, but they're both in the midfield, just kind of trying to get a bit of an opening.
It's Thomas Partey for Kieran Tierney now on to Gabriel Martinelli again for Arsenal. Going to try and get the cross in, and it's taking the deflection off of Semedo, and the Wolves man there couldn't quite keep it in, so it's gone behind for an Arsenal throw. Arsenal wearing the changed blue kit, by the way, all blue, and Wolves are in there. Sort of like, what is it? Their standard home kit anyway. It's not really gold, is it? It's more sort of like, I'm not too sure. Anyway, that colour.
A touch off gold.
Yeah, kind of that bit off gold, yeah. And then obviously the two sides are just underway now, as we were saying. Thrown here from Kieran Tierney, and good defending there from Wolves. But it's a shot at goal by Thomas Partey, and taking the deflection there. Here's Cedric for Arsenal, and now it's that's Raul Jimenez there up against, I think that was Ben White. Ben White was that? So it was Odegaard back there, sorry, doing his defensive work again. And, it looks like Martin Odegaard, obviously, he's playing the number 10, but it looks like he's not afraid to track back as well, which is, always good to see.
Yeah, number 10 has to be able to do both defence and attack these days and be able to make tackles, because otherwise you get overrun against a three-man midfield.
Yeah, that's what, obviously, Wolves have gone very strong in the midfield as well. Obviously, Jan Martino is out with a tight calf. He's got a calf problem, which is why he's not in the squad today, but there's still plenty of quality there. Ruben Neves obviously scored against Arsenal last season. And then Donko, everyone knows about him as well, and the kind of player that he is. So that midfield battle will be quite interesting, really. As Wolves have got a chance here, trying to put it through, and it's taking a deflection off of Thomas Partey there, who just kind of toe pokes it towards Aaron Ramsdale in the Arsenal goal. But just saying about that midfield battle, then Donko and Neves up against Xhaka and Thomas Partey. It should be quite an interesting one.
I think that's where the match will probably be won, to be honest, who can get hold of it as the game actually just settles down and becomes less bitty. I mean, That was a deflection off Partey
Yeah.
onto the Wolves guy and then into Ramsdale.
And then into Ramsdale's gloves. Yeah. But it's a little bit fortunate there that obviously the Wolves player couldn't quite control it. Here's Bukayo Saka now for Arsenal there. He's fouled as well by the number 27, Romain Size. And the referee there, Michael Oliver, not having any of that. Was definitely a foul. We just shoved him to the ground and he just kind of pulled him back there.
That's 3 fouls already for Wolves. I mean, they've got to be careful because if they keep committing fouls, they'll get booked soon.
Yeah, that's right. There's Kieran Tierney for Arsenal. It's a bit of a soft free kick and it's given away as well. Wolves defended well there. It's now with Semedo. And look like Wolves going to try and counter for a second, trying to get the ball forward towards, I think that was Raul Jimenez again, but come off the Arsenal man last. And I think it's going to be a Wolves throw. But I'll have to confirm in a second. But it did look like it was going to be a throw to Wolves. But we'll see. It's Bruno Lage, the Wolves head coach, has just been spotted there as well. Obviously, he's doing all right for Wolves in the last few games. Apart from obviously the defeat to Norwich in the FA Cup, they've won the last 4 other than that. So they're in decent form.
They are indeed. And I mean, the FA Cup competition isn't for everyone, is it, Mike?
Well, yeah, you can say that. And there's certain teams it is for as well. Another, not a side that, progressed and then progressed again and then and now gone on a bit of a run in the league as well. So, I was following that game on, what day was it? Wednesday night, I believe it was. And that was a good victory at Blackburn as well. Here's Gabriel for Arsenal now into Granit Xhaka. Now here's Kieran Tierney. Back to Granit Xhaka again. What can Granit Xhaka do here? He's going to look to play the ball forward to Alex Lacazette, who goes back to Thomas Partey and then out to Martin Odegaard there. He's going to play it on to Bukayo Saka now. That was a bit late from Odegaard, but the referee says no foul. Here's Thomas Partey now into Xhaka again. Was that? It was in a bit of one of the areas that Arsenal fans sometimes see him in, where you can unleash a thunderbolt from about 25-30 yards, but was snuffed out easily by the Wolves defence there. But obviously, Granit Xhaka, we touched on Alex Lacazette a minute ago, but Granit Xhaka was captain at Arsenal for a while, the Swiss international. Then he had obviously had his captaincy revoked, and he's back in, and there's quite a lot of people that still aren't best pleased with Granit Xhaka or aren't really Granit Xhaka's best fans. But then he has won people over as well, and certain sections of the Arsenal fans now see an Arsenal side with Granit Xhaka in as something as a big plus really when it comes to the Arsenal side at the moment.
I think with Granit Xhaka, he has that kind of. He's a good player, but there's always that kind of air of rashness and stupidity about him.
Tell me about it. In fact, you don't need to tell me about it because the amount of red cards and yellow cards he gets is unreal.
You could say he plays on the edge.
100%. That's putting it nicely and putting it in a very kind of polite way. A lot of Arsenal fans have used other terms for it, but yeah.
I'm sure they have.
It's with Wolves now and out on the left with Marcal here. And now it's back to Sice and then on to the skipper, Connor Cody. That's
About
one up. Go on, mate.
3 minutes ago, Russ said he could do an update in a minute.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just wait for it to go out of play, as it has now. So we'll hand over to Russ as the ball's gone out of play. Currently, it's Wolves 0, Arsenal 0. Early stages at Leicester Wolves. What's been going on, Russ? Liverpool, Leicester, sorry, yeah.
Yes, it's still 0-0. Liverpool have had a chance through Diaz early on after just a couple of minutes and then a free kick, which was headed just over and down on the other end. Leicester have had some chances as well. Just as you come to be adjusted, put a dangerous ball in, come to Lookman who looked like he was pulled down by Alexander-Arnold. No free kick given. No penalty given, should I say, for Leicester. And James Mason has gone close, forcing Alisson to tip over. It's still Liverpool 0, Leicester 0, 13 minutes gone here, Mike.
Cheers. It is Liverpool, Leicester. And Wolves aren't playing in 2 separate games. It was just me. I said just before the stream, I was going to turn my heating down. Well, it's literally feels like a sauna right now, and it's getting to my head. I can tell. Anyway, here is Nelson Semedo. Let's get it back as well. 4 Wolves now, and now it's with Jimenez there, and a foul on Podence by Ben White, the man that was signed obviously from Brighton for a very hefty fee actually as well of 50 million. People were saying, was that too much? And what are your thoughts on that? And how do you reckon he started off in his short Arsenal career so far?
I think it's been impressive, and I mean, he can play in 2 positions, Ben White. So I mean, 50 million is not that. I don't think it was too much. And I mean, Brighton got the money. They've now got money for Dan Burn as well. So they really are making money off their centre backs at the minute, which they can then invest in other places.
Yeah, they have invested as well. They've brought a few players in the last window, haven't they? And it's interesting to see what they're going to do now. Obviously, being where they are in the table as well. Obviously, they had a very good start to the season, but they've kind of slipped off the pace a little bit now. Good hands there by Aaron Ramsdale. He just comes out and claims that one. We've kind of talked about Ben White. We talked about Granit Xhaka, Alex Lacazette, Aaron Ramsdale as well. Obviously, Arsenal were, quite short on goalkeeping options, and now it's quite, good competition between Aaron Ramsdale and Bernd Leno. Obviously, Ramsdale has been the solid number 1 throughout, but even when Bernd Leno's come in, he's had a few games, where he's played all right in the cup, and obviously it'd be interesting to see what happens if, God forbid, anything happens to Aaron Ramsdale now, because Arsenal have only got Okonkwo on the bench today, who is yet to make a senior appearance.
Well, here's the thing, but Bernd Leno's going to be ready when he gets his chance, but at the same time, I think Ramsdale's proved a lot of people wrong, because he's had 2 relegations with his 2 clubs he's been at so far, but I don't think that he's been in a squad that has the players like Arsenal have.
There's a chance there. It's just going to be a shot of goal, is it? No, the referee says that there's a Wolves man that went down in the area, but nothing was doing. There's a chance here for, I think that's it was like Trincao. He just gave the ball away there to Gabriel Martinelli. He's going to go on an amazing run here. Bit similar to what he did against Chelsea, but different outcome. Obviously, I'm sure you remember that one where Gabriel Martinelli ran the length of the pitch and scored in Arsenal's draw with Chelsea a couple of seasons ago.
You see, the criticism I'd have so far of this game is neither side are really retaining the ball for more than 2 minutes, and it's very hard for any chances to be created when in the crucial areas, both sides are being sloppy with their play.
That's right. And they're, the defences are doing their bit as well. Obviously, there, Ben White just come out and got to the ball before the Wolves man. I think it was Podence who's just taken the throw as well. Although the referee is now going to just say take the throw again, because apparently wasn't ready for it. It was Marcao anyway that took it up.
You see, my criticism was, though, is when Neves had the ball about 30 yards out, and he plays it across without looking, and it goes straight to an Arsenal guy because there was nobody there.
No, that's right. And I think, that's probably why, obviously these Wolves players that, have played together for quite a while. And it's interesting because obviously that was happening from Arsenal. I'd understand, because Arsenal haven't had a game in a couple of weeks. They've been out training in Dubai in the warm weather. It'd be different if it was Arsenal, in my opinion, because they'd be a bit sort of maybe not match sharp or whatever, or match ready. But you can't see anything like that in this Arsenal side at the moment. They're looking quite assured at the moment. As you're saying, neither side have really created an awful lot. But it doesn't look like Arsenal have been on a 2-week break anyway right now.
I mean, sometimes these 2-week breaks can have the opposite effect, can't they? Where it actually makes you better because you have those 2 weeks to bond with the squad and get to say, when I do this, you go and do this kind of thing. So you develop that sort of understanding. Ooh.
Yeah. There's a chance here for Raul Jimenez now, and that is with, I think that's Podence out to Semedo, and just there. Is it going to be seen out? It's just about seen out by Gabriel there against Trincao. It's good defending from the Brazilian. It looks like he's got a bit of an injury there, a bit of a knock as well. Looks like it's the bottom of his stomach, leading towards his gentlemanly area, to put it nicely.
I hope that Gabriel manages to last the whole 90 minutes this game that I'm watching. Unlike the last game I watched for Arsenal and he was playing, he got sent off.
Yeah, he was sent off. Obviously, that was the game against Manchester City, wasn't it? When Arsenal obviously played very, very well. When unlucky to lose that game in the end, with a very, very late winner, from Manchester City. And I think it was one of the midfielders, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember. It was Rodri. That's it. Yeah. And then he obviously went and celebrated in front of the Arsenal fans after that. So
my memory of those sorts of things are brilliant.
Yeah.
The things about 5 minutes ago, not so much.
No, I tried to block that out of my mind when he started celebrating in front of the Arsenal fans, to be fair. Here's Gabriel now on to Granit Xhaka. Back to the Brazilian again. Gabriel's trying to play the ball, looking for Martin Odegaard, but that's all the way through to goalkeeper Sarr there. He's going to just play it out, looking for Saiss, who just smashes that one kind of a bit aimlessly, but Wolves have it back anyway through then Donker now, and now it's on with Max Kilman. Just going to keep an eye on there. Big chance for Liverpool, apparently. We'll go to Russ in... the ball's gone out of play. Let's go now. Over to Russ again.
Yes, thank you, Mike. It was a very, very big chance for Liverpool. Alexander Arnold going on the right-hand side and forced Kasper Schmeichel into a really good save to tip it over the bar. The corner came to nothing, and now Leicester have got possession trying to break out from the back. But they're knocking around and just as right for the right-back spot. Still 0-0. Crew towards 20 minutes gone here in the game at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Leicester City 0.
There's a foul here on Alex Lacazette by Connor Cody. And it looked like Arsenal were going to maybe be away for a little bit of a breakaway there, but Connor Cody did his defensive duties very well. But Arsenal had to just get it back and knocking it around free midfield now on towards Martinelli, but well defended by Semedo there. I didn't see that.
What I liked about
an Arsenal throw, but go for it, mate. Yeah.
What I liked about the goal kick just before I went to Russ was Arsenal pushed up and they weren't letting Wolves play out from the back.
No.
And that's why Saiss had to smash it aimlessly in the air, because otherwise Arsenal had a player just on the other side of Saiss coming in to try and nick the ball.
That's right. Here's does Arsenal have a chance here to try and get it? Well, I was going to say get it forward, but it was Saka trying to find Cedric going backwards and almost gave the ball away, but Cedric won it back. Here's Alex Lacazette for Arsenal now, by the way. He's gone down under the challenge of Romain Saiss, and he's complaining there to the referee, Michael Oliver, that he went down a little bit easily there, but the free kick has been awarded, and it's a good play from Arsenal. A little bit of a soft foul, but you take them when they go on your side, on your side's favour, I guess, or in your side's favour, I should say.
I mean, I can understand why the referee in real time gave that, but to me, it was very soft, and
It really was. It really was.
I'm sure Lacazette was looking for that one.
Yeah. I think the
Personally,
one obviously
it wouldn't be a foul, but okay.
Yeah, the one just before, obviously, which was given as well, was more of a foul than that one. Here's Kieran Tierney looking to play the ball in, and it's a bit kind of palmed, really, rather than caught by Sarr there towards Cedric, and now Martin Odegaard on towards Bukayo Saka. Now shot there by Ben White, and good defending from Wolves, and this game's getting a bit, not frantic, but a bit of tempo to it now, and there's a foul there from Granit Xhaka. 21 minutes into this game, and it's what's he doing there? He's gone for a shot there as Raul Jimenez. I think he saw Aaron Ramsdale off his line, and it's comfortable for the goalkeeper there. But it was a bit of a wasted effort, really, from the Mexican there, when obviously he had other options on as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault him for trying there, to be honest. I mean, all players do that. But going back to Jose Sarr,
yeah,
that was eccentric. I mean, you could have caught that, and he just palms it out. And if that had one of those other shots had gone in, I think the Wolves fans would have been mad at Sarr.
Yeah, if it just fell to an Arsenal player, like, if Lacazette's in there and he just taps it in, then it's like, it's one of those ones where you won't forgive him in a hurry, will you? Yeah.
Reminds me of a certain goalkeeper that played for a certain team under a certain manager at the start of the season that would not catch anything.
I I thought you were going to say he reminds you of a certain goalkeeper that made a mistake at the weekend. Anyway, here's a chance for Wolves now, and it's going to go to. In fact, it's cleared by Thomas Partey there. I think you know what I'm getting at. Obviously, it was a comfortable win for the team that I'm on about, but made it a little bit more difficult for a second by that goalkeeper that I was talking about as well.
Are we talking about Samba here for both?
Samba against Leicester at the weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm talking Samba under Houghton.
I was talking about the one against Leicester where he just come out and it was like, he forgot he's supposed to be in his goal, not playing centre mid for a minute.
Oh well.
Here's the Wolves man now, Sice there trying to play it forward, but giving away to that's Cedric, and now Xhaka, now Bukayo Saka, and now on towards Martin Odegaard, on to Cedric. There's a bit of space here, the Arsenal fullback as well. I'm going to whip him across towards Lacazette. It goes through his Gabriel Martinelli now. Gabriel Martinelli tries to get the cross in, and it takes a deflection and goes behind off of Nelson Semedo, for a corner.
Good play there from Arsenal. I think they were just about to get in. Lacazette just couldn't quite get there, and then the deflected cross from Martinelli just kind of stops it from probably going back to Lacazette. So we'll see how this corner pans out.
There's an opportunity for Arsenal here from this corner, though. As we were saying, there's an opportunity for the likes of Gabriel and Ben White to get up from the back, and obviously Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. I'm sure one of them will probably be on the edge of the area, ready to unleash a thunderbolt if the ball comes out as far as that. It's going to be Martinelli to take the corner. Odegaard's just left it to him. He whips in as well. It's beaten Trincao, but actually took a deflection off of Trincao's head, and it's chance here, and it's in the back of the net. Arsenal have scored. It's gone to Gabriel Magalhaes, the centre-back, up from the back. I was just saying a minute ago that it's a good opportunity for the centre-backs to get up there and to have an impact. Well, it looks like Gabriel has just done that, although they are going to check this through VAR as well, apparently, whilst the Arsenal players are celebrating. But as it stands, Arsenal are 1-up anyway, but I think they are looking or going to look at it for a potential handball.
That was a mess.
It really was. I think Ben White was in there. You see, the Wolves keepers down as well. Sarr, Ben White's there, Lacazette's there. The ball comes obviously out. It's one in by Ben White, and then Lacazette there collides with the goalkeeper. And then obviously it's put into the back of the net by Gabriel. Just see whether it's a foul here. Well, if anything, it looks like it's a foul on Lacazette by the keeper rather than anything else.
I mean, he hadn't got hold of the ball, so there's no problems there. You can go for the ball while it's still in play and not in the keeper's hands.
Yeah.
There's no foul on there. There's no handball. And it's just nobody reacts to the ball when it comes out to Gabriel. So to me, that's a goal. It
looks like they are still checking it, are they? Through Michael Oliver, and obviously he's going to VAR with Lee Mason and Mark Scholes as well. But there's a few. I think Connor Cody's down now. I think the goalkeeper's up, but just going to have a look here, whether it's an offside maybe as well.
I mean, there's no saying that Lacazette did not collide with Sarr. He obviously did.
Yeah, that's
but
it.
At the same time, he was going for the ball, and the velocity just took him into Jose Sarr, which you can't stop yourself going forward once you've already started going for the ball.
It's quite interesting because obviously Arsenal have already scored a goal like this season. Well, not like this season, but goal with a bit of controversy this season, which was actually given as well. And of course, it was a Emile Smith-Rowe goal at Old Trafford, wasn't it, against Manchester United? And that was I think it was within the first minute or two. And the goalkeeper obviously, was in the wars a bit that day, and the goal stood. And it looks like this goal's going to stand as well at the moment.
I'm guessing it is by Kieran's message in the group chat.
What's that? What was it? I haven't seen the message. What was it?
It's got expletive in it, so I can't actually read it out. But he was saying it was never a goal. Something about VAR again.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to maybe look at that a little bit more at half time or whatever. But as things stand, and it is going to be back on the way, so the goal does stand. Gabriel Magalhaes has given Arsenal the lead there, the Brazilian centre back, and that's a goal for Arsenal as well. You were touching about Gabriel before. Obviously, the last time that Arsenal actually scored a goal, he saw red that day, which was 3 or 4 games ago now. with the games against Liverpool, the games against obviously Nottingham Forest in the Cup, and the game against Burnley as well, where Arsenal didn't score in 4, but Gabriel there just putting the ball into the back of the net, I should say, and giving Mikel Arteta and his Arsenal side the lead at the moment, and of course kind of showing to the world, showing to some of these Arsenal fans who are thinking, where are our goals going to come from? Well, where are our goals going to come from, I should say. If your centre back can score them, or play a part, then that's going to certainly be something that's going to be a bonus. Obviously, I think that was the aim really. Now with Aubameyang leaving, the message really was to spread the goals amongst everyone, and Gabriel has just done his part in that now.
What I like about that goal is Arsenal stayed switched on throughout the whole move, and Wolves weren't alerting enough to once it got past Jose Sarr in making sure they closed down Gabriel quick enough.
There's a chance here for Odegaard now, trying to play it into Granit Xhaka now, out to Gabriel Martinelli. He's got 2-0 on the overlap, but instead he wants to go try and put the ball into Odegaard, and now it's with Saka. Excuse me, half an hour almost played. And now it's with the Wolves defence of Romain Saiz there. And now it's back to Jimenez, and now back to, it's one out. It's gone out of play for a throw there, Raul Jimenez.
I mean, Arsenal look a lot better in this game than they did in the game against Forest that I saw.
Yeah, and obviously we look better in this game so far in the opening half an hour than we did against Burnley, in my opinion, as well. Because that game against Burnley, yes, we were on top. Yes, we created chances. But those chances count for nothing, or, they count for a point in the end. But, with the chances Arsenal created, they really should have counted for all three. It looks like the ball's put through towards Jimenez now, and now Jimenez is on a run here. What can he do? It's good defending there from Ben White. I think it was the front three of Trincao, Podence, and Jimenez all involved there, actually. It
was good link-up play. I mean, it was just unlucky that the Arsenal guy just got back just in time for when Jimenez wants to put the ball in.
There's a corner here for Wolves, looking to get themselves back level. Connor Cody's coming up from the back, of course, former Liverpool player as well, or Liverpool Academy player anyway. Don't think he actually made a senior appearance. Here's Podence with the corner now, whipped in. Good head out by Gabriel now, and chance here for Saiz now, and now it's with Neves. Haven't really said his name, Ruben Neves, which is I think that kind of just shows that Arsenal are winning the midfield battle at the moment.
And like I said, I reckon the midfield battle is going to be where it's won today, because if you can get on top in the middle and get the ball spread out to your key players, then you've kind of done half the job.
That's right. And obviously so far, looks like Martin Odegaard, obviously he's playing in the number 10, but he is dropping back as well. He's kind of playing, I'm not really sure. He's kind of playing not quite in the number 10. He's kind of playing in the sort of third centre mid position, but then playing as a number 10, to support the striker as well. And obviously the wingers of Saka and Martinelli, they're normally a little bit further up the pitch there.
Sort of the James Garner sort of role he played last night, where you've got three midfielders named, and in defence they were dropping back. When going forward, Odegaard now is the one that's furthest forward. Yeah.
That seems about right. Obviously, James Garner he grabbed one of the goals, didn't he, last night, I believe, as well, for Forest?
He did, and he's going to go on to great things at Man United, I reckon, once he goes back, because he just progressed massively.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure there's quite a few in the Championship, obviously, that are players that have either played in the Premier League or will go on and play in the Premier League anyway. Here's Semedo now back to Kilman, and Wolves are just going to play it back to the keeper Jose Sarr, and then it's going to be played short to Ruben Neves there, and then back to his keeper it goes again. 32 minutes played. Wolves 0, Arsenal 1. Gabriel Magalhaes, the goal scorer, from a set piece from up from a corner. Wolves have a free kick here, and that's the first yellow as well. I wonder if that was Granit Xhaka. I couldn't see. It's actually Thomas Partey. It's the other midfielder. They're both back from bans, and it's normally Granit Xhaka that gets booked. But Thomas Partey took it upon himself to be the first out of the two to get the yellow today.
And it could quite easily have been kind of any of the Wolves players before Thomas Partey as well. So it was basically just player bingo.
Yeah, I love that. That's a nice little saying. It's a chance here for Wolves now, and it's going to go over towards Size there. And what can he do? He's got Markel back if he wants to use him, but it's Ben White's defending well for Arsenal, and Size is just up against the former Brighton man, the man who obviously was called up to the England side that was in the Euros. Didn't really play. I don't even think he played a minute, but he was in the squad anyway. Bukayo Saka's back, helping him out there. Of course, Saka's Euros was a little bit different, getting to the final and playing a part in getting to the final, of course, with his performances, and then obviously missing the crucial penalty as well against the Italians.
Next breaking play, go to Russ.
All right, there's a chance here for Wolves now, and it's going to be cleared out by... In fact, no, it's not. It's now with Podence there, and now whipped in by that was Markel there, and Granit Xhaka was back, and I think that's just gone behind for a throw, is it? Just it's going to be a throw here to Wolves. I've just seen that notification as well, so I'll throw to you, Russ, just for a minute. In fact, actually, just stay 2 seconds, because at the minute Wolves are just in an attacking position here through Jimenez. It's defended there. Now it's with Aaron Ramsdale. So let's go over now. And I believe somebody's taken the lead. I believe there's been a goal, and I believe it's somebody that might have had a Wolves connection in the past as well.
Yes, it is, Mike. It's Liverpool 1, Leicester City 0, and it comes from a fantastic corner kick in from the right-hand side. Whipped in was the header from Virgil van Dijk, saved by Kasper Schmeichel. He parried it out, and there was a former Wolves man, as you mentioned, Diego Jota, to fire Liverpool into the lead. 35 minutes gone. Here is Liverpool 1, Leicester 0, and it has been coming.
So it's Liverpool leading by a goal to 0. Arsenal leading at Molineux here by a goal to 0 as well through Gabriel Magalhaes. And Wolves just on an opportunity here now through Raul Jimenez, who goes down under the challenge of Martinelli. And he's going back here to book one of the players for a prior incident. I just want to see who that was there. And foul on Martinelli, I think it was it? Oh, no, it was a foul on Odegaard, sorry, yeah.
By Sice, I believe.
Sice has got a yellow, yeah.
And it was a yellow card, probably one for the combination of 3 fouls, but also for that one foul, probably the yellow card by itself.
Yeah.
A bit of a side note. Brendan Rodgers really isn't having a good time recently, is he?
He's really not actually at the moment, is he? And I suppose on the flip side, Jurgen Klopp is the Liverpool manager. Doing very, very well in a cup final coming up against Chelsea in a couple of weeks as well. So, the German and his Liverpool side are, looking on the up at the minute. And of course, Chelsea are in another cup final this weekend as well in the Club World Cup. So, same could be said for Thomas Tuchel as well. Just out there with Semedo now. Back to Ruben Neves, getting a little bit of a foothold in the game now. He's kind of been involved a little bit more as the Wolves midfielder there. Now out to Kilman and back to Neves again. I'd spot him from a mile us with that long hair. He looks a bit like, I don't know, looks a bit like Jesus.
Bit like Jonathan Greening.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Just a lot better technically.
There's a chance here for the header, and it's from Raul Jimenez there and straight down the gloves of the Arsenal goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. But, just an opportunity there. Good ball in from the Wolves man, Semedo. And, good leap there from Jimenez up against the Arsenal man. And then it's just very comfortable, actually, for the, former Sheffield United goalkeeper, of course, who now signed, obviously, at Arsenal in the summer. But, I suppose it's encouraging for Wolves anyway, a little bit.
Yeah, they're getting into positions, but just not now lacking that final kind of end product. And I think if they can get Ruben Neves a bit further forward and then get him running onto balls, you might just get a bit more of a look in. But at the minute, it's Arsenal holding firm and Wolves are just banging on the door.
Incidentally, in that game last season where I think it was the game at the Emirates, I'll have to double check in a minute, but I know Arsenal in one of the games went 1-0 up and then Wolves come back and turned it around. So Mikel Arteta, obviously manager of Arsenal at that time as well. If he can get through up to half time, yes, there's still 7 or 8 minutes of the half remaining with the side leading. I think that'll be one of the first things he goes to and says to his troops about just trying to not just basically don't be complacent. Yeah.
I mean, they can't take the foot off the gas, and they need. I personally feel like they need to get the ball forward a little bit more in these last 5 minutes, because it's been mostly Wolves having the ball, and whilst the home team are down 1-0, it's only 1-0, and things can change fairly quickly within a 1-0 scoreline.
1-0 is one of those dodgy scorelines. 2-0 obviously is a dodgy scoreline as well, because if somebody pulls one back, then it's a little bit squeaky bum sort of time. As well. Of course, in that game last season, where Wolves won, Ruben Neves and Moutinho scored. Pepe actually scored for Arsenal as well. And that was a game that saw 2 reds for the Gunners as well, with David Luiz and Bernd Leno both seeing red that day. In really, what was a frantic game between 2 good sides. And obviously, that kind of, shows Arsenal's lack of discipline. And there's a lack of discipline that's continued on this year as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got players that play slightly on the edge. And even in this game, you've got obviously Partey pulling down the player just over the halfway line.
Yeah, he's on a yellow already now. He's got to be a bit careful, yeah.
You've got obviously Roman Saiss has picked up a booking for Wolves.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a potential for more yellow cards to come, I think, in this game, because Michael Oliver will have totted up the fouls from various different players, and they'll do one in the second half and they'll just get booked.
And then, you've still got to kind of put in there, Granit Xhaka's not got his yellow card that he always gets yet. So there's still, obviously time for him to do that. And I'm sure before the end of the 90 minutes, he'll pick up a yellow as well. Because that's, I think it's roulette really when it comes to Granit Xhaka. What minute would it, I think it even come out the other day, didn't it, about the match fixing scandal with Granit Xhaka when he was sent off. Because I think there was, a player that's one of the fans, that said something about what minute he was going to be booked in or whatever, and then he ended up getting. I don't really know what happened. I don't think he got done for it in the end. But anyway, here's Odegaard now with Cedric on the overlap and wins a corner as well. But that's what Arsenal fans do, have a little bit of fun amongst themselves really with Granit Xhaka at the moment, because it just kind of is kind of a given that he's going to get a booking at some point.
Marcel might be done here.
Yeah, he's gone down a bit heavy there, isn't he? Yeah, it's landed a bit awkward.
He went down there and received treatment. He's come back on, and then has since now again gone back down again.
He's landed really awkwardly, yeah. And I think if Wolves are going to make the changes, of course they've got Ryan Aït-Nouri, who could just be, pretty much a straight replacement for him anyway. So chance here for this corner for Arsenal to double that lead. Gabriel, the goal scorer, is up from the back again. And corner's whipped in, and it's looking for Alex Lacazette there, but well defended by the Wolves back line. And they can counter as well through, I think that's Podence now. Good tracking back there from Martin Odegaard, and back with the Wolves number 10 again. Switches played to Semedo now. And he's going to get a shot away, and it's gone wide there of Aaron Ramsdale's goal. But
again,
good play from Wolves getting it forward. They're starting to improve a little bit now. Yeah.
Podence has been a bit quiet, so I was happy with his contribution there. But when it comes to Nelson Semedo, he's trying to go for that near post.
Yeah.
From there, you've got to go across the keeper, because there's more of the goal to aim at there.
Just looking here, they were claiming for a potential handball here as well against Connor Cody there off of Alex Lacazette. It looked like it hit his chest, and I think the referee and the officials, etc., have all agreed. But it's one of those ones where, if your arms are out, then, you've got to be very, very fortunate if it doesn't hit your arm. And I think Connor Cody was a little bit lucky that it didn't actually strike him on the arm there.
I think he jumped across he kind of jumped and transitioned across, but he can't really place his arm anywhere else.
No,
it's just on the end of his shoulder. And you got to be careful with what you give as handball for actual deliberate handball, and what's
Well, the rules, at the start of the season, the rules to now were different, weren't they? Well, they obviously changed the rules because of a few instances right at the beginning of the season. So chance here for Lacazette, by the way, it's from Saka's passing it straight at the goalkeeper, Sarr. But obviously with the rule changes for handball, it come into play because there was a few big moments, wasn't there, early on in the season with goals and game-changing moments where goals stood or didn't stand when they probably should have done.
Yeah.
Here's Odegaard now onto Lacazette. He's playing out wide for a minute. Here's Thomas Partey now. Gets a shot away. Let's take a deflection, and Sarr's going to come out there and just try and keep it. Well, try and kick it out for a throw rather than give away a corner, which seems like to do these days to kind of give themselves it's not really an advantage, is it? But I suppose it's better to have a corner, have a throw than a corner if you're defending it.
I believe there's been a chance at Liverpool, by the way.
Yeah, just I'll go to Russ now. Actually, well, we've got just a break in play for this throw in a minute, which actually Cedric's going to take, and we'll see what happens actually with this. And because we're only coming towards the end of the half anyway, so just see what happens here from this set piece. Cedric to Odegaard now. Going out to play again. So actually, let's go to Russ for a minute. Arsenal keeping the pressure on at the minute, and if I will butt in if I need to as well.
Yes, Liverpool with a chance again from the edge of the penalty area. This time was a cross coming, cleared out to the edge of the box where Thiago was, and an overhead which just went wide. Liverpool piling on the pressure towards the end of the first half as Robertson just has a bit of possession to Van Dijk. Liverpool keeping on possession inside the Leicester half, still leading by a goal to 0, and they're coming through again. And he's made the way through, and his shot saved by the keeper. Fantastic save there, Luis Diaz, I think he was, with the effort. But Liverpool still lead by a goal to 0. The ball's gone out of play for a throw to Jurgen Klopp's side. As we've just gone into first half stoppage time, I'm not sure how many minutes as of yet we've had it done, but Liverpool still lead by a goal to 0.
Yeah, and Arsenal still lead by a goal to 0 as well. We're going into added time here in about 10 seconds or so. Looks like Arsenal going to probably be going in 1-0 at the break at the moment, but just going back to that, from there as well, Gabriel was up from the back. It looks like they're all fancying having long-range efforts. Of course, Jimenez did it for Wolves, and Gabriel had his own little moment there where he wanted to try and catch out Sarr. Here's Lacazette now, trying to play the ball forward to Martinelli as we enter 3 minutes of additional time. And now it's with Marcal there. And Wolves are just going to play it out to the number 10, Podence, who's caught by Cedric Suarez. But as I was just saying, those players, both Gabriel now and Jimenez are both fancying these long-range efforts.
You see, the long-range efforts are brilliant when they come off.
Yeah.
But they very rarely come off. Unless
you're David Beckham against, who was it he scored that absolute wonderful one from his own half against, yeah.
But they very rarely happen. So most of the time you do it, you just make yourself look stupid.
There's a free kick here for Wolves in a dangerous position. Granit Xhaka just fouled his man, and there is the customary yellow card as well.
So on 46 minutes in the first half, Granit Xhaka has collected a yellow card.
The customary yellow card that he loves to get.
I'll ask you this now, Mike.
Put it back.
What are the odds on Granit Xhaka making it through the whole 45 minutes of the next half without doing another foul like that?
Probably like 10% if you're lucky. That's being generous as well. Like on the back, that's because he's just got back from a ban. If he hadn't just got back from a ban and he wanted a bit of a break, I would have said, 5%. But being a bit nice to the Swiss international because, he did well to keep it in his, to keep it, to keep himself from getting booked until the 46th minute. I was going to say there, sorry. Chance here, and it's wasted effort from was that Trincao there? It's gone wide. In fact, it was Neves, wasn't it, with a free kick, and he's not going to beat Aaron Ramsdale from there.
And again, he's trying to go near post instead of across the far post.
That's
right. I think
yeah.
Beat Trincao to try and go across to the far post. And again, footballers think they can get it in at the near post with as little kind of gaff as possible.
I keep wanting to say Bernd Leno in goal for Arsenal today. I think it's because obviously he was sent off last time the two sides met. But and obviously the fact I mentioned him earlier having COVID as well, and obviously not being involved in the Arsenal squad. So when somebody's not involved in the squad, my brain just tells me that they're now automatically playing. So It's a foul there by Cedric Suarez. 20 seconds remaining of the free additional. And Michael Oliver's is going to talk to the former Southampton man. I don't think it's going to be a booking for him. It did look a bit of a late challenge, though.
Bit of a cynical foul there.
But I don't think it's going to be any more than just a free kick. And he is talking to Cedric Suarez still, though, is the referee. As we now have gone a few seconds over the allocated 3 minutes.
You get time for this free kick and then probably half time.
Yeah, it's Trincao with the free kick for Wolves as well now. Gonna whip it in, and it's defended there by Alex Lacazette, and then smack clear by Thomas Partey, and that is the half-time whistle. And Gabriel Magalhaes, the Brazilian centre-back, is the man whose goal is the difference at the interval. We'll go to Russ shortly for a rundown, obviously, of what's been going on in the game between Liverpool and Leicester as well. When he gets back, because he's just gone to grab himself a refreshment there from the kiosk. I think he's gone to try and beat the queues, but we'll try and come to him in a moment. That's obviously first half analysis there, just for a second, Luke, as well. It's been quite a cagey kind of affair. I think Arsenal have probably been on top for parts of it. But then Wolves, since the goal, have got back into it a bit without really creating any clear-cut chances.
I think, to be honest, it's opened up a little bit more towards the end of the half, more than the start of the half. And I described it as a bit of a battle in the first half. And, I mean, it's been very that kind of way where both sides aren't really prepared to give either side a bit of an inch. And spaces have occurred as the game's gone on. But I think second half, if Arsenal get a second goal, I think Wolves will crumble. But if Wolves get the second goal, then a goal, let's say, then you never know with Arsenal what happens if they concede a goal. So I think the next goal is going to be crucial.
Almost, well, I was going to say it's almost a case of next goal wins, but that was I remember when I used to play that as a kid. Anyway, going back to the here and now. Obviously, just Russ is back with us as well. So I'm going to just hand you over to Russ for a minute. It's going to give you a report on the game at Anfield between Liverpool and Leicester City. Last it was 1-0 to Liverpool. Is it still that way, Russ? And we'll just do our little half-time bit here as well, so I can go and grab a drink and whatever. Wolves and Arsenal. Wolves 0, Liverpool 1. Wolves 0, Liverpool 1. See, my brain's all over the place. I told you it's too hot in here. Wolves 0, Arsenal 1.
Thank you very much there, Mike, and to Luke as well. We'll be back with them in a couple of minutes. I'll be back with Luke in a couple of minutes just to get some more reaction to that first half between Wolves and Arsenal. But in the game at time watching it, which is taking place at Anfield, is Liverpool 1, Leicester City 0, and the Diego Jota's goal. The difference between the two sides. It was a fantastic goal as well. Fantastic work goal. Good header from Van Dijk from the corner, and it was saved by Kasper Schmeichel, but he could only parry it into the path of the former Wolves man, Diego Jota. Liverpool have been on top for quite a bit. Leicester had a chance early on, but apart from that, it's been chance after chance for Liverpool. Big chances, free kick, which was deflected over for a corner, which Liverpool scored from. A chance a few moments before half-time as well, to double the lead. But Liverpool have been a dominant force in that first half at Anfield, and could be more than 1-0, and Liverpool deserve to be leading, and there could be a long way back for Leicester. And there's reports that Brendan Rodgers, the Leicester manager, could be about to face a chop and about to face a sack at Leicester should these things not improve in the second half. We'll be bringing you updates on the second half, key moments and other incidents throughout the second half, as well as some other matches taking place this evening. You just heard how the first half has gone on at Molineux between Wolves and Arsenal. It is Wolves and Arsenal, and his Arsenal lead by a goal to 0, and his Liverpool against Leicester, with Liverpool leading by a goal to 0 as well. So the team who are playing in red at Anfield are leading the team who are playing in blue, and the team who are playing in blue are beating the team that are playing gold and black at Molineux this evening. In the Copa del Rey, Athletic Bilbao 0, Valencia 0 is the latest score after just 4 minutes. We'll keep you up to date. We'll give you a check of that scoreline again at full time. Atalanta 2, Fiorentina 3 is a full-time score in the Coppa Italia, while Juventus against Sassuolo is going 1-1 in the French Coupe de France. Nantes beating Bastia by a goal to 0 as well. So there's some other action happening this evening. We'll go across to Luke in just a second or so, because he's now back with us. We'll go across to him in just a second or so, but we're just going to take a quick break, and we're back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away. You're listening to the commentary of. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Wolves against Arsenal, featuring updates of Liverpool against Leicester. I'm watching the Liverpool against Leicester game. It's Russ Vennon here in the off-seat. Liverpool taking on Leicester and leading by a goal to 0 at Anfield. Just looking at the goal again, and you can see Virgil van Dijk take away Wilfred Ndidi, which left that space for Jota in the middle, and he dragged him all the way away from him to give Jota that bit of space as well, and Diaz was on the goalkeeper. He then moved away from the goalkeeper, which then gave him a bit of space as well for Jota to attack the ball. We'll get ready for checking on the second half in both matches very, very shortly. We'll bring you up to date with anything that happens in the Leicester against Liverpool game. Well, it's half time, and let's get the thoughts of your man who is on Co-Com Studio tonight. It's Luke Turton, and Luke is watching Wolves against Arsenal with him alongside Michael and Luke. Just talking about that first half again, go through some of that first half action, and just talk us through the goal again. And do you think Arsenal's goal should have been disallowed like our friend and colleague, the TC Kieran Ryan thinks?
Personally, no. I mean, I looked at, I watched it a few times. I'm watching it again now. The ball came across, and Saar went for the ball, but he never had hold of the ball. And once Lacazette was going to go for the ball as well, then you can't stop yourself once you start in that sort of position. And then it's just easy for Gabriel to tap in. So I think Arsenal probably just about edged it in the half, but I can't see Arsenal getting through the second half without a red card, because Partey and Xhaka are both on a yellow, but we know they've both come back from bans, so I'll be amazed if they survive the second half.
Yes, and at least one of them is, as we mentioned previously, will probably lose their head and get sent off, either Partey or Xhaka. Which one will that be? Let us know who you think will be sent off. Will it be Xhaka? Will it be Partey? We'll find out very shortly. We're getting ready to go back to Mike and to Luke very, very soon. Thanks for it. Now, just before we do let you go, Luke, for now, just a quick prediction for you from the second half. Will this game remain 1-0 Arsenal in the game that you're watching, or do you reckon there's more goals to come in this one, Luke?
I reckon the game will open up, and I'm still going to stick with my 2-1 Arsenal prediction that I predicted at the start before the game started. Because, I mean, I can see Wolves getting a goal, whether that's the next goal, like I said to Mike before we went to half-time, or whether they just come back with a consolation near the end. But I think the next goal is going to be crucial to see to who actually wins the game.
Yes, very interesting stuff there from Luke Turton. Who do you reckon is going to win this game? Let us know. You can tweet us at Commentary Live 1. Use the hashtag TCHub as well to get involved. And speaking of the TC Hub, we just want to say very big thank yous to one of our partners where we're broadcasting this coverage on tonight, J-DAC Football. They have themselves and J-DAC Football have agreed, and the paperwork is all being signed and virtually handshakes between the two owners. Now the Commentary Hub's coverage of alternative off-tube remote commentaries matches throughout the rest of this season include the Women's European Championships in the summer, the World Cup next winter and next season as well will be also aired across J-DAC Football. We will be in talks with JB Sports over the next few weeks to try and get that deal sorted as well, but we have got J-DAC Football on our side ready for next season and the Women's Euros in the summer. We're just going to take a quick break and then we'll be back in plenty of time for the second half action as Wolves take on Arsenal and then Liverpool take on Leicester. Welcome back to the coverage here on the TC. We mentioned about parties and Mike said there ain't no party like a Thomas party, but let's speak of another party to tell you about, and we're happy to let you know that the TC Hub has been on air for a year today. First game we ever covered was last year between Swansea City and Manchester City as we get ready to cover our matches that we're bringing you tonight. It was an FA Cup tie at the Liberty Stadium, our very first game for the TC Hub himself, and Mike did that one. So it's only fitting that we've got myself and Mike on the channel this evening as well. And from all of our to all of our listeners, a very big thank you for that, your continued support throughout the past year. To JB Sports listeners who's joined us in the summer when we brought the Euros, thank you very much. J-DAC Football's been with us throughout this season as well, so thank you very much to them. Thank you to Periscope as well, where we used to stream stuff, and also on Twitter as well. And thank you to the Twitch chat community as well, Beta Twig amongst others, who support our great work here on the station. And just as we get ready for the second half coverage, I know Mike has got a line prepared to say to you all. So Mike, over to you, my friend, ahead of second half coverage of both matches this evening.
To be honest, the line was only going to be Italy celebrated in the summer. The TC Hub is celebrating tonight. Who else is going to celebrate tonight? Will it be Jurgen Klopp? Will it be Brendan Rodgers? Will it be Bruno Lage? Or will it be Mikel Arteta? Stay with us and you'll find out here before anywhere else.
Thank you very much there. That's from Mike Arneman, and the team, the players are getting ready to come back out here at Anfield. As soon as we've got any indication that the team's on the way back out at Molineux, will hand back across to Mike and to Luke. But the team's just coming back out here for the second half, where we're watching on our monitors so we can see Liverpool and Leicester players back out. So my guess in England that the teams are back out for his game, will land back across to them. But Liverpool are about to get ready to kick us off and underway for the second half. Looks like no changes from either Jurgen Klopp or Brendan Rodgers as Liverpool just get the ball rolling in the second half. The ball across towards our left hand side where Andy Robertson collects possession into Virgil van Dijk, and now it's all the way back to Alisson. Let's run through the Liverpool team once again. It's Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson, Thiago, Fabinho and Jones, Diego Jota the goal scorer, Firmino and Luis Diaz. As for Leicester, it's Schmeichel in goal, Justin Amarte, Ndidi, Thomas, Jusbriol and Samare, Lookman, Madison, Albrighton and Patton Daka lead the line. Teams on the way out of the tunnel of Molineux as Liverpool just trying to come on this attack with Luis Diaz down the left hand side, and Liverpool just knocking the ball round. Well, Fabinho back to Robertson. Liverpool just coming on this attack will go across Mike in a second as the ball just breaks in towards the penalty area for Jota, who's crossed back in. Who comes to Diaz on the edge of the box for Liverpool. Shot comes in and Leicester managed to clear. And with Leicester managing to clear up towards halfway, they send across to Molineux for the second half coverage. Is Luke Turton alongside and face for Australia. He's Mike Ornament. Updates coming from Liverpool against Leicester.
Thank you, Russ. We are now back underway. It's been underway for around about 5 seconds, or 10 seconds in fact now. Excuse me, as I'm losing my voice there. But it's currently Wolves 0, Arsenal 1. Goal from Gabriel Magalhaes, the goal scorer for Arsenal in the first half. And, you know, you were touching on there in regards to Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey just at half-time about potentially one of those seeing red, and seeing red literally as well, you know, seeing red through the eyes and seeing red through the book as well. So hopefully, you know, from Arsenal's point of view, those two, have been able to keep their discipline at the start of this wedding, you know, at half time here, and you know the team to come out quite, okay at the moment. Obviously, it's very early stages, though, only like a minute into the half. But that was one of the things that Mikel Arteta said in his press conference as well, that he wanted to improve the disciplinary at Arsenal, and obviously we touched on it in the first half, the amount of reds Arsenal have had this season.
Yeah, well, obviously it's not really worked so far with Xhaka and Partey on bookings again.
No, absolutely not. But then obviously they're only yellows at the moment, so we'll find out if that, materialises into anything more than a yellow. Here's Bukayo Saka now, on towards Martin Odegaard, on towards that was Cedric Suarez was on the overlap, but Saka anyway gets it back, and now it's cleared by Ruben Neves, looking for Jimenez now. And Jimenez up against Thomas Partey there. Good tracking back from the Ghanaian, and as well just to put it forward as well. Excuse me. Romain Saiss now back to Cody, and now that's with Kilman there. Back to Cody again. And,
nice to know the ball retention's improved.
Yeah, well, in the opening 2 minutes and 10 seconds, yeah. Here's Semedo, sorry. Now it's with Trincao. Given away, well defended by Gabriel there, the goal scorer, of course. Now it's back with Xhaka, sorry. Now looking towards Lacazette, but well defended by, was Connor Cody there. Now Neves, and now chance for Jimenez to put the ball through, but Aaron Ramsdale comes out and just, smashes it forward, really, more than anything else. Chance here for Wolves to get moving, though, through Ruben Neves. On towards Semedo there. Now it's going to be that was Trincao, sorry. Now Semedo, now Neves. In towards Dendonka there, and then on to the left back of Marcao there, was that? Or was it Saiss? It was Saiss that time, actually. Now it's Neves. Now it's Kilman. And he's going to play it, looking for Trincao there. Now Kilman again. Chance for Wolves there, just for a second, and going to be played out to the left defence position where Saiss is. They're going to play forward there. It's a chance for Wolves, and whipped in, and it's into the gloves of Aaron Ramsdale there. As I literally coughed my guts up. Right. Anyway, now Kieran Tierney. Now we've got it with Granit Xhaka there. Arsenal have it with Granit Xhaka there. Now it's Gabriel. Now Ben White. Ben White's going to bring it out from the back. Play it across to Kieran Tierney now, and then on to Xhaka. And then Xhaka goes down under the challenge of Ruben Neves. And in fact, was it Neves? It might have been Trincao, actually. The Arsenal man gets the free kick anyway. Chance there for Granit Xhaka to go back to his keeper now. So Aaron Ramsdale's going to take a touch and trying to find Bukayo Saka there, but it's now with Ben White and then his Cedric Suarez. On towards Martin Odegaard there. Now Thomas Partey. He's going to look to play the ball forward. Now Odegaard once more. Plays it out to Saka. Saka onto Suarez. Now Bukayo Saka gets it back. Here's Lacazette for Arsenal. Now Odegaard. Now Cedric Suarez. Now Alex Lacazette. Alex Lacazette turns. Goes down under the challenge from the Wolves man Mark Cal there. What do you make of that? Is that a foul for you, or do you reckon he's gone down a bit easy?
First viewing, that's a foul, but I need another look.
It's one of those ones where obviously the referee's not giving it in real time, and Arsenal have possession anyway at the moment. But I wonder if the ball goes out of play, whether he will go back and look at it again. Here's Lacazette once more though. On towards Bukayo Saka now.
We'll get a second look at it if it goes out of play.
That's right. Here's Lacazette. It's given away to that was Sice there. This good play here from Wolves, just trying to build up from the back. Here's Sice again. On towards Ruben Neves. Ruben Neves plays it out wide right to Semedo. And Semedo runs at his man. Nelson Semedo there to Trincao, and now back to Neves. Now Semedo again. Nelson Semedo goes on the outside, and then cuts it back to Ruben Neves, and Ruben Neves just couldn't beat his man there, and that's Gabriel, who defends well for Arsenal, and now it's back with Semedo again. Wolves putting on a little bit of concerted pressure now. Here's Trincao, and now that was Kilman out to Mark Cowan, and then to it's a shot, a goal from Podence, I think that was, over the top.
They obviously think that this wasn't a penalty from Lacazette because it taken forever. So
yeah, but the ball's only just gone out of play now as well. But then what are they doing here? I think this is going to let Gabriel take the goal kick. So yeah, obviously no penalty then. Yeah.
I would like to see it again.
Yeah, I'm sure he will probably in a moment or two, hopefully. Ball's gone out of play there for a Wolves throw, incidentally. And a chance for Leicester, which we'll go to Russ to in a second as well. Just as Wolves have a ball out on the left-hand side with Sice now. In towards Podence there. Drops into a bit more deep. Well, drop deep for a second there, I should say. Now here's Semedo on towards Trincao. Trincao up against Gabriel. Beats him as well. Trincao into the area. Opens off his body, and good defending there from Thomas Partey. And now back with Max Kilman here for Wolves. Just back to Trincao and then Max Kilman, and now Ruben Neves. Wolves get a bit of momentum here. Just kind of played it simple. A few easy passes here. Now it's Daniel Podence again. Kind of dropped back there, and good defending from Xhaka. And now it's with played out wide right towards Semedo there. Nelson Semedo towards Daniel Podence. Is that good effort there? Takes a deflection and looking for potential handball, but comes off Ben White and behind for a corner. Leicester had a chance. What was it? What happened, Ross?
Yes, it was a fantastic. It was half a chance for Leicester. James Maddison going on the edge of the penalty area and sliced an effort which went toward as if he was going wide, and he was going as if he went and he was going towards the corner flag. It was more like a rugby kind of shot, Mikey, from James Maddison, but he couldn't trouble Alisson in the Liverpool goal. Liverpool have had a penalty appeal waved away for a potential handball inside the box. It wasn't for me, but Liverpool better started well with the ball, but not really created much. Leicester that only half a chance or so from James Maddison. Still Liverpool 1, Leicester 0. 10 minutes gone in the second half.
It's still Wolves 0, Arsenal 1. Just a chance a second to go for Wolves. Daniel Podence whipped one in. It was just headed over the top by Leandro Dendoncker there. Wolves just creating an opportunity there pretty much out of nothing, really. But Arsenal, now Wolves actually getting a bit of a foothold in this game now. It's now out with Podence again. He's looking a bit of a menace to this Arsenal defence in the opening 10 minutes or so of this second half. Daniel Podence certainly, got something into him at half-time because he's improved quite a lot in this start of this second half. He looks like he really fancies it at the moment.
That wasn't really hard, though, because I didn't really notice him first half. And
no, me neither. I don't think I've only said his name too much at all, if really at all, yeah.
But I think second half is definitely grew into the game. I would like to see Wolves be a bit more clinical around the box, though.
There's a chance for Wolves from this throw. It's going to be taken by Markow and then going to go... Well, he's going to throw it eventually. He's taking his time over this one, though. He just throws it short to Seiss in the end and then gives it away to Martin Odegaard. So that was, a bit of a wasted throw in the end. It took about 10 minutes to take the throw and then they throw it to one of their players and then he passes it straight to an Arsenal man. So that's going to be a bit frustrating if you're a Wolves fan. Here's Daniel Podence, though, and just couldn't beat any of his men there and seen out by Kieran Tierney. But if you're a Wolves fan and you've got somebody taking forever to take a throw there, and then you literally just throw it short, and then the player that you've thrown it to gives it away. How frustrating is that going to be? It's going to wind you up a different, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the same throughout the whole game. The possession's okay in stages, but then they just give it away, and they give it away again, and they give it away again. And in the past few games I've watched with various sides, has not been that great.
No. I just thought I lost you for a second, but you were there. That's fine. It's a chance here for Cedric Suarez now. Goes down under the challenge, and Arsenal have advantage, though. Going to be played on. It's now Odegaard. Now Xhaka. Xhaka 2. That's Gabriel Martinelli there. Now Granit Xhaka once more. Good ball there towards Kieran Tierney, and it takes the deflection off of the Wolves man, Semedo, and it's gone behind for a corner. Looks like there's been a chance for Liverpool as well, which I'll come to Russ to in a second after this corner's been taken. It's an opportunity for Liverpool to double their lead. But it's an opportunity here for Arsenal to potentially double their lead now from this corner. Gabriel Martinelli's over it. And then Gabriel Magalhaes, the goal scorer, the other Brazilians, up from the back as well. Takes it short. Here's Odegaard. Back to Gabriel once more. Whips it in, and it's over the top of the Arsenal man, but it's now back with Gabriel again. And now Thomas Partey here. Opens up his body, takes a deflection. It's towards Lacazette, but goes straight through into the gloves of the goalkeeper, Sarr there. And it looks like he's having a bit of a tussle with Alex Lacazette there, who I think Alex Lacazette was going to just try and steal the ball off the goalkeeper there. Bit of a strange incident. But yeah, chance for Liverpool just a minute ago, Russ. It was well saved by Kasper Schmeichel. Tell us about that.
Yes, it was a fantastic, brilliant run down the left-hand side from Andy Robertson, who fired a shot in on goal. And it was a fantastic save, which he parried into the penalty area. And then Martin managed to clear. Liverpool then had another corner headed from Van Dijk onto Jota, which just went over the bar. Liverpool just making a double sub. Roberto Firmino and Curtis Jones are the men going off. Mo Salah, back from the African Cup of Nations, is on. As to is the returning from injury, returned on Sunday. We're back in the Premier League tonight for Harvey Elliott. I wonder if he can do what he did on Sunday by capping his return to the Premier League with a goal, as Leicester about to make a couple of changes of their own, with Yuri Tillemans coming on and Kelechi Iheanacho. I'll just tell you that I'm not sure.
Just while you're doing that, there's been literally just 2 seconds there. Wolves just had a chance there. It was Daniel Podence again involved, trying to whip in the ball towards Raul Jimenez. And he just couldn't time his header towards the the net there, and it was comfortably just landed in front of Aaron Ramsdale. But just before that, Arsenal had a moment of their own as well, when it was well defended by Wolves, and then obviously they countered very well. So, we'll go to Russ in a minute when we get confirmation of those two subs. But Luke, those two chances there, obviously Arsenal's one originally, and then obviously the breakaway from Wolves as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was defended well by Wolves for the chance that Arsenal had, but then I think that's the difference.
It's a very late one there on Alex Lacazette. I'm not too sure if this is going to be a yellow from Ruben Neves, or whether it might even be more than a yellow here. It's a very late challenge there from the Wolves midfielder. Caused a little bit of an issue between the two sets of players as well, both kind of having their say there with the referee, Michael Oliver.
Let's go see this.
It's quite a late one.
Oof, yeah, I mean, if the one last night was a second yellow, then that is definitely a yellow. And then for the breakaway for Wolves, I mean, good ball in from Podence, but I think that's a difference between a head injured Jimenez and the Jimenez that came in to start off with.
Yeah.
The fact that if you hadn't have got that injury,
now that he's got the injury, he's a little bit not scared, wary. But a little bit wary. Yeah.
But before, he'd probably threw himself towards the ball.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a sub here for Wolves in a second as well. In fact, it's another booking here. I think it's gone to the Arsenal man here for taking too long, overtaking the free kick here. Gabriel, the goal scorer, is in the book now. So these yellow cards are mounting up a little bit.
Yeah, too many yellow cards coming for Arsenal now.
Yeah. What's that? Gabriel, Partey and Xhaka so far.
All ones that have been sent off recently.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely, yeah. I'll confirm what that sub's going to be as well for Wolves in a second when the ball goes out of play. It's an Arsenal throw, though, in the meantime. And Cedric Suarez just throws it to Lacazette. Lacazette loses out to Neves, though. And now with Gabriel, the goal scorer again. And his ball just won in the air by the Wolves defence, and it's gone out of play for an Arsenal throw. The confirmation of those two subs as well, as we're just getting one here, it's going to be the number 11 Trincao making way for the number 20 Chiquino as the opening sub here for Wolves. So whilst I just make a note of that, the two changes at Leicester, Russ, who come off and who come on?
Yes, so it's Declan Samario went off as Tillemans and Ian Acho, who were the men who came on, and Leicester have now got two Nigerians in their side, with Lookman remaining on the pitch. He switched his nationality from English to Nigerian earlier today, and he's now on with his Nigerian counterpart, Kelechi Iheanacho. Liverpool 1, Leicester 0, 63 minutes gone, Mike.
That's a double sub for Wolves. Ait Nouri come on for Marcal as well. I think that was just a matter of, he got injured in the first half. He went down a couple of times, didn't he? And I think the manager, Bruno Lage, was just going to say to him, we'll give it 15 and see how you're doing. And obviously, looks like, his night's now will come to an end. And as I said at the time, it was a direct replacement with Ryan Ait Nouri coming on for him.
I'm interested to see how Chiquino does, because I've not seen him play yet. So
no, nor have I, Chiquino. No, I'm not too sure about him as of yet. Here's Thomas Partey now. Now Cedric Suarez on towards Odegaard there. Now Xhaka, now Saka, now Lacazette. Or as the Arsenal fans like to say, it's the triangle there of Xhaka, Saka and Laka. It's a free kick to Wolves for the offside. But yeah, just what you were saying there about Chiquino. Do you know anything about him? Because I'm not really sure about him as a player personally. I don't know, what his traits are and what he's about.
I know absolutely nothing.
Makes two of us there. We'll have to wait and see how he does in the final sort of 27 minutes of this game or so. It looked like he was battling well there, though, with Gabriel just a second ago.
Yeah, decent.
Not a bad start. You want to be, in involved straight away, and he's trying there. So that was a decent start from the Wolves new player there, who's just signed, obviously, in this transfer window from Leicester. It's Gabriel's gone. I will tell you 2 seconds. I believe he is. Chiquino is. I wrote all this down. Chiquino, he is from. Hold on. I wrote them all down with numbers. When I do it, I write them all down with their numbers and everything. So number 20. Yes, he's Portuguese. Yes.
Surprise, surprise. Wolves signing Portuguese player.
He's a sign from Estoril, which I think is a Portuguese team as well. He's only 22, so he's young and up and coming in the game. Free kick there for Ramsdale towards that was towards Granit Xhaka, and it's an Arsenal throw here now. Gabriel looks like he's going to be all right. No indication that he's severely hurt or anything like that. Kieran Tierney here with a throw now. He's going to throw it to Gabriel Martinelli up against. That was Semedo, and it's gone behind for what looks like it's going to be a Wolves throw that time. 65 plays, still Wolves 0, Arsenal 1. Emile Smith-Rowe getting ready to come on. The man who obviously has been in pretty good form for Arsenal this season. Top goal scorer for the Gunners as well. Going to get 25 minutes today.
Are thinking of along the same lines about now, because I was thinking, could you get something like a Smith-Rowe on?
Going to get 25 minutes today to add to the goals he's already got. I think it's 8 in the Premier League, I believe, in total. He's doing very well, the England man.
Now, would you take off Xhaka or Partey and drop Odegaard into their place?
Yeah, one of those will come off, yeah. That's what I would personally do, and that's what I think will happen, yeah. Chance here for Kieran Tierney with his long throw. Throws it towards the Arsenal man, but well won in the air by the Wolves defence. And now Hook clear looking for Jimenez, and Thomas Partey does well there, and then plays it to it was Xhaka, sorry, looking for Tierney, and then Semedo does well. Gives the ball away to Martinelli though. And one back by Sias, and we'll find out who that is going to be in a minute for Arsenal. A substitution for when Emile Smith-Rowe comes on. I don't know if it's going to be, the ball's out of play here. It doesn't look like it is going to be made yet. Scotsman's going to take a chance, going to have this chance to take the throw, first of all. 67 minutes almost played. Wolves 0, Arsenal 1 still. Kieran Tierney's long throw here again, looking for the head of Granit Xhaka there, and Saad comes out and does really well, and then smashes it forward for Jimenez, but one in the air by Cedric Suarez now. And now it's with Granit Xhaka here out on this left-hand side. Has played as an emergency left-back at times for Arsenal, Granit Xhaka, when Arsenal have needed him to. Going to get the ball here now. He's given away, though, straight to the Wolves man. I think that was Dendonka, but now it's back with Tierney, who's fouled. And the referee is going to go and pull up for the free kick there. But going to go against Chiquino. Let's have a look there. Kieran Tierney just gets to the ball ahead of the young Portuguese man. Smith-Rowe comes on to replace Martin Odegaard. So looks like the two centre mids that are on yellow cards are both going to stay on, which is a bit of a strange one, considering obviously there's the two both on a yellow.
Very strange, but I'm not even sure if that was a free kick there, because I think Tierney again was looking for it.
He did go down quite easily, yeah. Smith-Rowe's gone straight into the action to take this free kick as well, him and Saka, the two Englishmen. Smith-Rowe gets his first touch and he plays it to Xhaka, and now Kieran Tierney onto Bukayo Saka now. And now onto Gabriel Martinelli. Two of the young Arsenal players here with very bright futures. Martinelli goes down, but no free kick given. There's a bit of something up in there. Well, he took the throw in, and it looked like Gabriel Martinelli took a disliking to the Wolves player and took him out not once, and then took him out once, and then what's happened there? I think he's just booked him twice. He's booked him for one and then booked him for another. And Gabriel Martinelli, for the space of two challenges, in the space of 2 seconds, has seen a yellow and then a yellow and now a red. Gabriel Martinelli has been sent off for Arsenal.
That is insane. I mean, he gets booked for
having a little bit of an incident here with the Wolves man there. Just kind of shoves him a bit there. And then he tracks back and then he gets the yellow for that one on the number 20. Obviously, the man who's just entered the fray not too long ago. So Gabriel Martinelli, in the space of 15 seconds, 10 seconds, has got a yellow and then a second yellow and then a red. And he's not happy about it either. He's having a few words with the fourth official there.
He's only got himself to blame. You've just shoved a player off the pitch, and then you go and trip somebody up halfway down the field, and the referee's already going to know there's a booking for one, then it's a booking for another one, so you're going to have to get sent off.
There's a chance here for Wolves to get the equaliser, and they have as well. I think it's got into the back of the net. I think it's an own goal from... Granit Xhaka's got lucky there. It looked like it was going to be an own goal from Granit Xhaka there. But in the space of a couple of seconds, Arsenal could have easily been a man down and then back on level terms. Ball was whipped in by Ait-Nouri. There's a few men offside for Wolves, but comes off Granit Xhaka and goes past Aaron Ramsdale into the back of the net. And the goal's not going to stand by the looks of it.
None of the players that were offside affected the play.
But then they are looking, I think VAR were just looking at it, and then they have decided that the goal's not going to stand.
Weird.
But dramatic minute or so there with Martinelli seeing red, and then Wolves, almost instantly equal. Well, looking like they could have easily equalised there. Just looking at that. So one on Podence originally with a little shove when he's off the pitch. Then he shoves Chiquinho as well just after that, Martinelli. And I think Mikel Arteta got his head in his hand. I think he knew straight away that the referee's going to be straight to his pocket and say, "Yep, both of those, book for both of them. Off you go, mate."
Well, he kind of shows the yellow card 3 times because he does 2, then he goes 1 for over there, 1 for up here. So he's technically shows him the yellow card 4 times.
Yeah. But then I think, because obviously with VAR, I think, they're not looking at that with VAR or whatever, but I think because of that, they have to be very on the ball. So I think what he's done is he's gone, right, yellow card for that one, cancel those 2 out, 2 yellows, red, if that makes sense. But then, I don't know, here's Lacazette for Arsenal anyway. They're going to make it 2-0, and he's put it wide. It's a good through ball towards Lacazette, and he should be making that 2-0 to Arsenal. He should be burying that one, the Frenchman.
He has to bury that. He has to.
It's a good free ball. He's onside as well. And he's in acres of space there. Alex Lacazette, he's got all the time in the world, and he opens up his body and just puts it the wrong side of the goal. Past Sarr, but past the post as well.
Has to do better there.
Absolutely there. And a chance here for Wolves to get the ball moving again with Jimenez and now Cody. Got 18 minutes here on the Commentary Hub and also on the other Commentary Hub channels, of course, which you're listening to this game on. It's been very frantic in the first part of this second half. And luckily, it kind of sounds like I'm getting my voice back now. Here's a chance here for Kilman and chance there for Xhaka. I think I touched on it earlier. Obviously, Arsenal saw 2 men sent off in this fixture last season. Am I tempting fate, or do you reckon it might be a double red again today with the men that are on yellows as well?
Well, I was just about to make the point about Arteta wants to improve the discipline. You now got Gabriel, Xhaka, Partey.
Chance here for shot at goal. It's great save by Aaron Ramsdale. Good gloves there to parry that one over the top from. That was
and then a double.
Martinelli, obviously, that was getting sent off as well. Yeah,
I don't.
Decisive effort originally.
I don't think it's actually looking good for Arteta improving this discipline.
No, here's a chance for Podence for Wolves. It's good head out by Ben White though. Chance here for Wolves. Here's Smith Rowe. I think Mikel Arteta, when he looks back on Gabriel Martinelli's 2 yellows that turn into a red, he won't be able to complain too much. He might be frustrated with him. He might be frustrated with himself a little bit though, or well, not himself, but with his player. That's for sure. Because obviously Smith Rowe came on, and then Gabriel Martinelli, in the space of a couple of minutes, got himself sent off, and he could have easily, if that was one that was living on the edge a little bit, Martinelli, but it didn't look like he was having a bit of a. It didn't look like he's having a rough game at all or anything like that. It didn't look like he kind of come out of nowhere from Martinelli, to be honest. I've never seen him like that as a player, in the past. Even for the original one where he just shoves the player off.
I think the only complaints Mikel Arteta can have is with Martinelli himself.
Yeah, that's right. There's a chance here for Lacazette, though. You've got Smith Rowe in support if he wants to use him. He does as well. And, Smith Rowe there trying to take it to... Well, it's a bit early to take it to the corner, to be fair, but he wins the... I was going to say he wins the throw, but it's actually gone in favour of Wolves there. Chance for Liverpool, apparently. Just a second ago as well. Or an incident of note. So let's go to Russ as there's... well, I suppose not a break in play as of yet, but I'll come to you in a second. There's a chance here for Wolves, though. In the meantime, it's whipped in towards Chiquino, and now it's with Podence on towards Semedo. It takes a deflection off of Ramsdale and towards Cedric Suarez, and then Wolves have it just sort of in the middle of the park at the minute. So going to play it to Kilman there. Chance here for Ruben Neves to get the ball moving with Ryan Aït-Nouri as well. Going to get a cross in, as he takes a deflection. In fact, it's gone off the wall, man. Didn't take no deflection at all and gone behind for a goal kick. So over to Russ. Looks like potential for a penalty, maybe.
Yes, it was a brilliant ball over the top into Mohamed Salah. He went through on goal, one-on-one, spun the Leicester defender. He managed to get the strike away, but after he got the strike away, which Schmeichel saved brilliantly, was challenged from behind. Liverpool fans wanted the penalty, so too Mo Salah, but the referee waved the penalty away. Leicester almost getting caught out for a second as well a few moments earlier when Luis Diaz going on the right-hand side, Leicester's right, Liverpool's left, where Shaw was saved. This is Mo Salah, goes for goal, just off the post. Fantastic effort from Mo Salah. Comes out to Andy Robertson, who cross is blocked. Comes out to Diaz, who is supposed as well. Oh my word!
A foul on Lacazette there. Just sorry about that. It looked like Arsenal might have had a free kick there, but
oh my word! Diaz again coming forward for Liverpool on the left hand side. This is end-to-end stuff here in a minute. Leicester backs to the wall as Leicester try to defend, and they managed to force a throw to Liverpool, but Salah and then Diaz hit the post. The same post as well. All looking at almost 2-0. 78 minutes gone by. Liverpool 1, Leicester 0.
Cheers, Russ. This game's really hotting up as well in the last 5-10 minutes or so. Obviously, Martinelli being sent off for Arsenal. And Wolves have just shown that chance there a minute ago that it looked like he hit the crossbar through Saiss, or was not far away from nesting into the back of the net anyway. And Wolves are getting a bit of a foothold now with the extra man. 12 and a half minutes to go, or just over that. And I wonder if Mikel Arteta will be looking to bring on maybe a Rob Holding to add an extra man to the back line at some point in the not too distant future in this game. Chance here for Podence. It's chance here for Neves. Ruben Neves. I thought he was going to go down there, but it's hook cleared by the Arsenal man. I think it's Gabriel towards Saiss there. As I was saying, maybe a Rob Holding for Arsenal. Do you reckon anything like that at any point soon?
Well, they've got to do something, because losing Martinelli's left them obviously a man down, and Wolves have now just been able to get the foothold into the game, and looking like they also can't get out of the half at the minute.
Or maybe a change in midfield. Maybe would you take Alex Lacazette off and not play with a striker? Maybe put in Yasambi Lokonga as a free man midfield, and just hope that Xhaka and Thomas Partey can keep their heads for the remaining part of this game?
Maybe wouldn't take off Lacazette, but maybe put Lokonga on for a Xhaka or Partey, just to.
It's a chance here for
midfield.
Yeah, I was just wondering, maybe here's a chance for Smith Rowe now, because incidentally, Smith Rowe has come on. He come on for Odegaard, And I think that would have been a substitution as well that could have been made. Obviously, Odegaard might have been able to go off. Obviously, the number 10 there could have been sacrificed. Would you look at maybe sacrificing? I'm trying to work out now because obviously you've got Bukayo Saka and Smith Rowe on the pitch, and it looks like Arsenal were still trying to create through those two, and obviously with Alex Lacazette up there as well, and those two in support of him. Obviously, since Gabriel Martinelli's red card, I'm just trying to work out. You can't take off the number 10 now because there is no number 10 really there now because the number 10 would have been Martinelli probably, but. There's a substitution here for Wolves anyway. It's going to be is that Fabio Silva, I think, coming on there, and Eddie Nketiah coming on for Arsenal as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Nketiah's just been pushed away by manager Mikel Arteta there as well. I wonder whether he said something or wanted to say something to the fourth official maybe, or to because it looked like Eddie Nketiah was going to go and speak to somebody, and then Arteta just shoved him back again. Now he's coming back full. Anyway, Conor Coady's coming off for Wolves. So they're going more attacking. They're bringing off the centre-back, the captain, and bringing on, a fourth striker, really, now, Wolves. And Alex Lacazette, he's going to hobble off with a bit of a knock there, the Arsenal captain as well. So Nketiah's going to come on in place of him. And that's the last thing that Arsenal fans want to see on the back of already getting rid of a striker in the January window. So that's Silva on for Coady, and then Lacazette off for Eddie Nketiah. Hopefully it was just a sort of muscle injury more than anything else.
You see, now they've made that change, I'd even go as far as say Rob Holding for Xhaka.
Yeah, maybe, because obviously now you've got Nketiah leading the line. Just what they're saying here to Lacazette and Arteta are having a bit of a to and fro conversation there. I think Arteta's not really happy with something that happened there with his captain. Not too sure whether it's about, I think he's saying about holding up the ball, or I don't know what he was saying there. Kind of just, I'm not sure. Gamesmanship, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, there's a chance for Wolves to get forward anyway in a second now, and it's with Kilman on the right hand side. But what were you saying there about that possible conversation between the two of those, the Frenchman and the Spanish counterpart as manager?
Maybe it was that chance that he spurned wide and then some of his play, but I think Lacazette was making the point that it's not as easy against 11 as it is against 10, maybe.
Yeah, very, very possible. And then obviously you're saying if you open up your body, then you're going to score. Or, you look like you're more than likely going to score. Tell you what, though, Arsenal fans, Aubameyang would have scored that one, that's for sure. Here's not remained size. That's Nori now. Sorry, two opponents was that there. Looking for Silva now. Nketiah. It's going down. There's no foul. There's Neves. Now that is out too. That was Semedo, and then on towards Chiquinho. Tricky feet from the Portuguese man. He gets a shot away and it takes a deflection off of Ramsdale towards Silva, and Jimenez there keeps the ball in play, and it's a chance for, that was Chiquinho again, was it? It was just in there then. And Arsenal just about managed to get it out. And
that was unbelievable.
Here's Ruben Neves now, whips it in. Good head from Ben White towards Raul Jimenez, the Mexican. Into the area he goes. And Arsenal still battling hard at the moment. Opponents towards, that was towards Dendoncker there, and takes a glove from Aaron Ramsdale to stop that one from dipping underneath him and into the back of the net. And good goalkeeping there from Aaron Ramsdale. Was very alert to that one. He kind of didn't want to just take a chance it was going to go over the top. He got a glove on it. Corner here for Wolves now. Coming up to 6.5 minutes to go. Plus additional time, which I'm sure there'll be a few minutes off. Here's Podence. Now, shot there by, that was Neves, and takes a deflection for a second Wolves corner. The seconds are ticking by for Wolves now. It's going to be another
Wolves
corner
is
here.
piling on the pressure.
That's right, they are. And it's Arsenal just defending and trying to soak up the pressure. Here's Ait Nouri now. Sorry, the left back whips it in. This is cleared out by the Arsenal man, but only as far as Podence gets it back now from. But that was Neves' ball. It's a header from Dendoncker again, and that's over the top there from the Wolves man. Coming up to the final few minutes in the game at Anfield as well with Russ. And you just said there, obviously, just for a second, there was another moment where could have potentially been a goal, maybe, or there's been an incident anyway.
Yes, it was a fantastic save from Kasper Schmeichel. Luis Diaz blocking on the right-hand side inside the penalty area, and it was a fantastic save from Kasper Schmeichel, and then he had to get Marty Tuchel rushing back to clear just before Liverpool man Jota, I think he was, almost put it in the back of the net. Liverpool win a corner, whipped into us. Van Dijk will flick the ball on, comes out to Salah on this right-hand side, near the corner flag on the right-hand side. He plays the ball back, he goes inside to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who whips the ball in towards the penalty area. He brings it down on the chest inside the penalty area. Liverpool still coming. Ball from Diaz in towards the penalty area, headed away by Leicester. And Madison can try and fetch it away. Liverpool on the attack again, though. Diaz is winning back on the edge of the box. Comes to Matip. Into Jota! It's 2! Diego Jota's made it 2-0 to Liverpool. 4 minutes to go, and Diego Jota has scored from Joel Matip's assist. It's Liverpool 2, Leicester 0 now, Mike, with 4 minutes to go.
Talk about timing as well. Just as there's a chance for Liverpool, we go to Russ, and then we get another chance, which leads to the goal. So, timing there, perfection, or time to perfection, sorry. And, Wolves here losing this game against Arsenal by a goal to 0. 10-man Arsenal now as well. And I think they'll be maybe crying out for a Diego Jota right now as well. Coming up here to the remaining 4 minutes of this game. I was just saying there, Luke, obviously with Wolves there, was maybe crying out for somebody like a Diego Jota to put the ball into the back of the net because he loves to score at the minute. The man who obviously they signed from Wolves, the Liverpool player.
Yeah, but I believe that they'll get a chance at some point and it'll go in, but it just depends.
There's a chance there for Smith Rowe to get countered, move it forward for Arsenal, and referee Michael Oliver just got in the way a bit there, which is was a bit weird because they normally stop the play then, but they decided not to for some reason, and Arsenal have now got a bit of defending to do. That's with Chiquinho again for Wolves, the number 20, the Portuguese 22-year-old whips it in. Good play there from Gabriel. We've got coming up to a few minutes, so I'll tell you to get your thinking caps on for player of the match as well. Because obviously we will have a bit of added time, so you probably have a little bit extra to think on it as well, rather than just the 3 minutes that are left. Here's Silva now. Good play there from Ben White. Does well to get the ball behind for a throw. We've got player of the match there for Russ. I'll let him go through his own player of the match for the game he's been watching as well in a minute. In fact, go on, Russ. If you're only going to be a second, you can do that now.
Yes, it was just the player of the match has been. I've given it to Luis Diaz, the Liverpool full debutant, who's played absolutely fantastic. Still played a performance without scoring. He's caused Leicester no problems down their right hand side, Liverpool's left. Fantastic full debut and a fantastic Premier League debut as well. Liverpool 2, Leicester 0. Coming up towards 89 minutes, coming up to about a minute left. Stoppage time as Liverpool will make another substitution with Minamino coming on now, and it is for the man who I've just said player of the match, Luis Diaz. What a performance from him tonight! 89 minutes and player of the match on the TC Hub.
88 minutes here, so just a little bit behind. There's a free kick here for Wolves. Dangerous area as well to be whipped in. Looking for the head of Fabio Silva, and goes behind there by Ben White, who just smashes it out of play for a throw. Wolves putting on the pressure now, and in fact, it's not even a throw. There's an offside in there, and Gabriel's gone down. I think he's going to do a little bit of time wasting there for a second, just to heat up a few seconds there. The man who looks like his goal's going to be the difference so far. That's the Gabriel that didn't see red, because the other Gabriel Martinelli, that one. Obviously did see red, and it's been a day of Gabriel's really in this game, hasn't it, Luke? One with a goal and one with a red card.
It really has.
If only it was close to Christmas. I could have made a nice little Gabriel or Gabriel joke. Can't do it in February, though. So one in the air by Ben White. And it's now with Ruben Neves. Ruben Neves towards Semedo, and it's now looking for Aaron that was Chiquinho there, and well done, Aaron Ramsdale. Good goalkeeping there. Bruno Lage just a bit frustrated there, the Wolves manager. Mikel Arteta loving this one. A couple of days from Valentine's Day, of course. Thought I'd throw that one in. A nice little pun for you. Looking for Eddie Nketiah there with that ball. And seen out there by the Wolves man. I think it's 8-0, just 2-star. And now Kilman. Kilman on. Going to take a touch and play it into... That's Sice there, I believe. Switch it out now to Chiquinho again. In fact, it's Semedo, the man on. We've got 5 minutes of additional time. So plenty of time here still to be played. Here's Fabio Silva. Now it's Chiquinho this time out, up against Gabriel, and seen behind there for a Wolves throw. And the Arsenal fans looking on a little bit anxiously at the minute in regards to being able to see this game out. And obviously the Wolves fans just trying to get behind their side. Here's Podence now. Gives it to Silva. Back to Daniel Podence again. Now Fabio Silva. As Ben White gets it clear towards... Who was that there? Was that Xhaka? Anyway, and Nketiah as well. Coming up to the first of the 5 minutes played. And it's now with Kilman. Now Silva again. Now it's with Semedo. And now over towards Daniel Podence now. And Gabriel does well there. Comes across him and gets a little bit of a clatter as well. The Arsenal goal scorer. Got a whack to the face there. As we are into the second minute of additional time now. And without wanting to tempt fate, who are you going to go for your player of the match, Luke?
Oh, you've asked me now. I'm gonna give it to Aaron Ramsdale because it looks like so far he's kept Wolves out and had a fairly decent game, to be fair.
All right, so you've given it to the Arsenal keeper. See whether he can hold on for that clean sheet as well in the remaining
I hope he does now.
few minutes. Yeah. I might let you change it. No, I can't let you change it if there's another goal. But there's a chance here for Podence. I don't think Aaron Ramsdale, he's not had loads to do, but what he's needed to do, he's done all right. Podence whips it in now, and it's good head from Xhaka there, and hook clear by Tierney. Arsenal got absolutely everyone back. Wolves have got everyone coming forward, including the keeper now as well. Sarr now Neves switches it out towards Daniel Podence again. Up against Kieran Tierney. Podence can't beat his man though, the Scotsman. Goes behind for a throw, and it's going to be taken by Chiquinho, who just throws it to Fabio Silva. Fabio Silva knocks it back to Chiquinho again. He's going to take a acrobatic effort there from Raul Jimenez, trying to score an absolute world-class goal. That would have been fantastic if that one nestled into the back of the net, but instead it's nestled in the front sections of the crowd rather than the back of the net there. And Arsenal can
end up on about row H.
Yeah, Arsenal can count themselves fortunate there that Raul Jimenez couldn't get proper connection on that one. But 2 minutes remaining of the 5 additional time, and the Wolves fans are starting to flock out now, just by us as well. This Eddie Nketiah here. It's gone behind for an Arsenal throw. Arsenal holding on very well so far, with Gabriel Martinelli obviously being sent off, and since then been able to touch wood so far with everything that Wolves have thrown at them. Here's Emil Smith-Rowe now, goes down under the challenge from That was Leandra Dendonka there. And Smith Rowe just going to eat up a few seconds there as we enter what's coming on for the 4th minute of the 5. And then we will go to Russ for a report as well on the very end of the game between Liverpool and Leicester. And I think Arsenal will, if they're smart, will try and keep this one in the corner. Now here's Eddie Nketiah. Comes off of Aït-Nouri and straight through to the goalkeeper, Sarr. And he's Smith Rowe trying to block him off there. And he just throws it out to Neves and then on to that's Semedo. Then on Semedo goes a bit of a run here. When it goes to Chiquinho on the overlap, takes the deflection off of Kieran Tierney and goes behind for a corner. Last chance saloon for Wolves now to grab themselves an equaliser in this game. I wonder if we'll see Jose Sarr come up for the final few seconds here from the corner. We are indeed. Keeper's making their way up. Jose Sarr, the Wolves keeper. It's whipped in by Podence, looking for the near post. It's now Kieran Tierney, just smashes it there. It goes out of play. And we are coming towards the very end. Michael Oliver he's not taking the look at his watch as of yet, but he's looking over. I think he is. He's now looked at his watch there, and there is the full-time whistle. Arsenal have won the game by a 1-0. It's Gabriel Magalhaes with a goal. Gabriel Martinelli saw red in the second half. Arsenal managed to hold on and deal with the pressure that Wolves put on them in the second half. After that goal was scored by Gabriel, and then obviously after the red card as well. And the Gunners move up to 5th, overtaking Manchester United now on goal difference. And there's a couple of incidences here now. I think Alex Lacazette has something to say to the Wolves manager. Well, he's just been pushed away from Alex Lacazette. Alex Lacazette's just been marshalled away, from the Wolves manager there. A little bit of something between them. But the Arsenal captain there probably would do well to stay out of that one. And just go and celebrate the win with the rest of your teammates. But victory there for Arsenal. Move up to 5th now. Just 1 point. And that's with 2 games still to play as well behind West Ham. Wolves continue on in decent form this season. They're still down in 8th position. But victory for Arsenal. Rob Holding, I think he did get on right at the very end. I don't even know who he come on for there. Like they might have even brought him on for a second at the end there. But anyway, Arsenal have gone on and won the game by a 1-0. There's probably a 97-minute substitution in added time because I didn't even realise that they made that sub. But Gabriel Magalhaes is the goal scorer, the match winner for Arsenal. And it's the Gunners who move up to 5th now and take advantage of the drop points by Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United in the couple of games prior this last few days. Aaron Ramsdale punches the Arsenal fans, punches the air with joy. Gabriel goes over and celebrates with the Arsenal fans and gives the Arsenal shirt to one of the lucky fans as well. So in this game, it's been very end-to-end, really interesting game. And Arsenal come out on top narrowly, but they got there in the end. They won by a 1-0. Let's go over to Russ. Full-time, Liverpool beat Leicester by 2-0 as well. And it was Diogo Jota, the Wolves man, who got the brace there for Liverpool, wasn't it, Russ? So Liverpool and Diogo Jota doing what Wolves couldn't do tonight, and that's put the ball into the back of the net. And I'm sure Wolves could have done with him playing up front for them.
Yes, that is correct, man. Liverpool won by 2-0 against Leicester this evening, thanks to Diogo Jota brace, which was a goal in each half. It was a fantastic first goal in the first half, where it was an header saved from Virgil van Dijk from a corner, an header from Virgil van Dijk from a corner, saved by Kasper Schmeichel. He powered it out into the path of Diogo Jota. And then Luis Diaz won the ball on the left-hand side in the second half towards the end of the match. He played the ball in, and he come to Joe Matip on the edge of the box. He played the ball through, and Diogo Jota threw it, and it into the back of the net beyond Kasper Schmeichel to give Liverpool all 3 points and a 2-goal lead and a 2-goal win and a 2-0 win in the end. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to go through the table and rest of the results from other matches taking place this evening, and we'll get the thoughts of Luke Turton on Wolves against Arsenal. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to the coverage here on the TC Hub. Let's remind you of the scores which have took place this evening. In the Premier League, Liverpool 2, Leicester City 0. With updates which you heard updates of with myself this evening. Wolves 1, Arsenal 0 was the other scoreline, as a Gabriel goal on 25 minutes. Martinelli was sent off on 69 minutes for Arsenal. In Spanish Copa del Rey on 52 minutes is currently Athletic Bilbao 1, Valencia 0. In the Italian Serie A, Italian Coppa Italia, should I say, two Serie A sides going head to head. It finished Atalanta 2, Fiorentina 3. Fiorentina finished with 10 men after Martinez was sent off on 79 minutes. Those goals from Pitek on 9 and 71, with Milenkovic winning it for Fiorentina on 90 plus 3 after Zappacosta and Boga put Atalanta 2-1 in front. Juventus are currently drawing 1-1 with Sassuolo Dybala on 3 minutes, Traoré on 24. And in the French Coupe de France, Nantes 2, Bastille 0, Lazare on 3 minutes, Colomane on 88 minutes. On 71 minutes, we've played 88 minutes in that one. This evening we'll be finishing very shortly. We'll get the thoughts of Luke Turton in a moment or so for the game between Wolves and Arsenal. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to get the thoughts of Luke Turton on the main match this evening, which is Wolves against Arsenal. Welcome back to the coverage here on the TC Hub. Hopefully you're doing okay this evening. Brilliant commentary from Mike and from Luke. Luke, a late replacement because we were due to have Malcolm Argyle making his debut. We're due to personal reasons he pulled out, so Luke came in at the last minute. Thanks for Luke being our super sub this evening. And Luke, first of all, Luke, thanks for being a super sub and a great co-comms once again on the channel this evening. What's your overall thoughts on the game, and do you think Arsenal deserved to get the 3 points this evening?
I think Arsenal were a tad lucky because Wolves put on a lot of pressure in the second half. I mean, they defended well, but I think, to be honest, Wolves probably should have took more of the chances. Then again, if you don't take chances, you don't win matches. So I called the red card. I just didn't call the player correctly. So at least I predicted something right this evening. But yeah, I mean, it was a decent game. It's probably one of the best 1-0s I've seen ever. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, Arsenal scored, Wolves didn't. So yeah, they probably do just about deserve to win that tonight.
Yes, and honestly, you mentioned that Arsenal probably just did enough to win that tonight. What was it about Wolves' performance which you didn't think they deserved to get something out of it? And what was about Wolves' performance that you couldn't get to in the end? Why it wasn't clicking for Wolves this evening, Luke?
They just couldn't really get that cutting edge. They did a lot of kind of huffing and puffing, but there just wasn't a lot of end products there. The chance into the box were okay, but there's lacking a bit of quality, I thought. And Trincao was a bit anonymous. And apart from that, it was just how it was, really.
Yes, and we've got a friend of the channels and a fellow colleague joining us now on his way back from Molineux. He's been at the game tonight. Kieran Ryle is with us this evening. Good evening, Kieran. How you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Yes, all good, mate. Thank you. You've been at the game this evening. Well, you just heard Luke there describing what you thought of the Wolves' performance tonight and what they could have done a bit better of and how Wolves play this evening. You was there. What did you make to the performance from Wolves this evening, Kieran?
Sorry, I'm a bit out of breath because I'm running back to the car. First half, we were poor. Absolutely poor, I'm not going to lie. But second half, we came out and was absolutely dominated. But once again, it's the typical us. We just can't convert. Red card obviously helped us out. But then that finishing third just wasn't there. I mean, Dendoncker, easiest goal he had all night. And then fires it into Rose Ed with his head. Don't know how someone does that, but it was definitely a nice easy tap. But he decides to put the power in his head like an absolute donkey. But I mean, Arsenal, typical. Felt like they were in a relegation scrap, to be honest with you. Because they were just time wasting after time wasting after time wasting the entire game. Same old Arsenal, always cheating as the sprint was going on tonight. But to be honest, it's the manager of the month curse, isn't it? We win manager of the month, then we lose every blooming game. So it's one of them ones, really, I think, to my honest with you, mate. But we go marching on.
Yes, and Kieran, obviously you lost tonight, and you mentioned their manager of the month case as well for Bruno Lage and for Wolves. What do you think needs to change going into your game this weekend, Kieran, from what you saw? Is there anything really that needs changing, or would you play with a similar tempo, a similar style to what you had in the second half and use that for the full 90 minutes? What would you think needs changing, Kieran, from a Wolves perspective?
Trincao needs to be taken out because he was absolutely diabolical. And yet Barcelona want us to swap him for Traore free of charge. But Trincao is nowhere near the value of Traore. I know we've got to give him time, but my God, was he absolutely shocking tonight. Could not get a crossing properly to save his life. Always sending it over to the other end of the box with nobody there. But we were definitely missing Moutinho tonight. Obviously, we missed him tonight because of a calf injury, I believe he picked up in training. So definitely, I'm hoping Moutinho's fit for the weekend because I don't know what we're going to do without him, especially when he leaves because he's out of contract at the end of the season. And as far as I'm hearing from the Wolves camp, he's not signing it. He's not renewing his contract with us. So I'm wondering if he's thinking about retiring at the end of the season.
Yes, and I was just going to ask you there about Moutinho's absence. Obviously, I know in the group chat that we've got online, you mentioned that he was out with a calf problem this evening. Do you think he was a big miss in that midfield? And do you think if he was in there, you'd have probably won that midfield battle? Because besides from what Luke and Matt were saying, Arsenal winning that midfield battle this evening. And do you think if Moutinho was in there, then Wolves may have had a bit more dominance in that midfield area and progressing to the final third, which you've just said there, you lacked the cutting edge in the final third? Do you think so that Moutinho may have been the difference in the final third if he was available to play tonight?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Moutinho is he may be very small, but he's very quick. He's like Podence, small and quick, but he commands that midfield area. He would feed the balls through either to Neves or Jimenez for them to knock it even further forward for it to go in. But like I said, we definitely have missed him tonight. You definitely tell from the squad they were a bit, oh, what we're going to do. But this is football, isn't it? You have a load of injuries. We've always got a history of people having long-term injuries. I mean, luckily tonight we've had Oh God, what's his name now? I've completely forgotten who I was on about. Johnny Otto. Johnny Otto returned to the subs tonight, which was really good to see. Would have been good to see him get some play time, but obviously Bruno's just biding his time with him and waiting to make sure he's fully match fit first. We've got Neto on the way back. I believe he's going to be coming back at the end of March. So the options are there to bolster that midfield and down the wing, but definitely missed Martinho today in that central midfield.
Yes, and we'll just fetch Mike in on that point as well, Kieran, just before we do let you go. And Mike, you've just heard Kieran there mention that he feels Wolves missed Jan Martinho in that central midfield area this evening. Would you go along and say, would you agree with him, Mike, that if Martinho would have probably made a bit of a difference from a Wolves perspective, Mike, looking on that performance?
Yeah, I believe he would have done. I think he's a really talented player. Obviously, he scored against Arsenal last season and was one of the difference makers in that game, in the 2-1 victory. And then, I just think that Kieran kind of hit the nail on the head pretty well there, really, to be fair, with Martinho. He's one of those players that can really get him moving forward and can create things. And obviously, he's got a bit of a strike on him as well when he wants to. So, good player for Wolves, and big miss for them to be without Martinho today. And that midfield battle. I thought Neves and then Donker tried, but then I think Arsenal just defended really, really well. Kieran kind of said it was kind of alluded to it a little bit. It was time wasting, but I suppose when you're away from home, you kind of do what you need to do to get the 3 points at times. And I think Arsenal just did what they had to do at times today.
Yes, and we'll just fetch you back in here in a minute, Kieran. Obviously, on commentary, which you obviously not heard tonight, Luke gave Aaron Ramsdale man of the match, and that must prove how good Wolves were going forward towards. Yes, he didn't have a lot to do, especially in the first half, but second half, it sounds like Wolves were putting on a bit of pressure. Looking at it from a Wolves perspective then, Kieran, who would you say the Wolves player of the match were tonight, in your opinion, from obviously being there?
From Wolves' perspective, it's going to be Max Kilman, because he was absolutely dominative in the Wolves' defence. But I do agree with what Luke said. Aaron Ramsdale definitely stopped us from scoring today. He was he was having a bit of banter with us in the North Bank as well, because he obviously giving the goalkeepers the usual heckling, and he was smiling and laughing along with us. So, to be fair for the ultimate respect to him, I will, to be fair, to keeping us from scoring. I reckon he does deserve man of the match for that. And I know that's really bad for me to say, being a Wolves fan, but he stopped us. So fair play to Ramsdale and fair play to Arsenal today. But like I said, they didn't really deserve the win, and the red card was definitely justified.
Yes, absolutely. I've not seen the red card yet, and I could tell on commentary that Mike were very with the two stupid challenges that Martinelli did to get himself sent off. And Lou mentioned he was stupid as well to get sent off. I just want to jump in on a bit more on the red card. I know you mentioned Mike in commentary, said it would be silly to get 2 yellow cards in quick succession. But what else do you want to say on the red card this evening, Mike?
It's just going back to what I was saying in commentary about the discipline, really, for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta came out in his press conference and said, he wants to improve the side's discipline, and then straight away, in the next game, there's a player that sees red. So it's something there that really has to be stamped out and quick, really, when it comes down to Arsenal. And as I said at the time, it's just two ridiculous moments of madness, really, from Gabriel Martinelli. The first one, just step away from it. You don't need to get yourself involved with the Wolves man taking the throw. And then the second one, 20 seconds later, less than that, or 15 seconds, whatever it may be, then you know that you're probably going to get a booking for that, and then you go and do something stupid and you're going to get yourself another booking straight away. So he can't have any complaints with that. And Mikel Arteta, I don't know what he can do to sort this disciplinary issue out at Arsenal, but he's got to do something, and he's got to do something fast.
Yes, I was about to ask you, man, what do you reckon Arteta would have to do to change the disciplinary record you've got at Arsenal at the moment? And you said they're not 100% sure. I wonder maybe if some of the players need to take a look at themselves, and maybe, like I said, women being the captain, have a team meeting and speak to the entire squad and try and drill something into him to stop him from getting loads of red cards in the future matches, Mike. Because you touched on it during the game. Gabriel, Xhaka, Partey, 3 of the players red carded in previous games prior to tonight. Martinelli, another one now getting sent off. Last 4 players in the last few matches that I can think of who's been sent off. Do you think someone like Lacazette, who's the captain and experienced head in that Arsenal side, should pull the squad together and have a discussion and try and sort out and try and work out why there's a disciplinary issue inside the squad, Mike?
Yeah, 100%. I think Alex Lacazette, maybe even Rob Holding, somebody like that, needs to have a word with, the likes of Xhaka and the likes of some of the other players that have, had their moments where they've got themselves silly red cards, and just try and, get their heads together, I suppose. But even with Lacazette, right at the very end as well, I don't know if Kieran was aware of this. Lacazette and the Wolves manager had a little bit of a coming together at the end of the game as well. I don't know if Kieran's aware of that. I know I don't know if you can talk in a minute, but there was a little bit of something at the end there. I think Alex Lacazette was a little bit unhappy with saying that maybe might have been said between him and the Wolves manager, or I don't know. There was just something at the end of that game between the pair of those two as well.
Yes, did you notice that at all tonight, Kieran? And what did you make today? If you noticed something of the game this evening, Kieran, with you being there? 'Cause man obviously noticed it from watching off monitor doing for the commentary this evening. Did you notice anything that being on the ground, Kieran, on that incident at the end, which Mike just touched upon?
Yeah, I did. I don't know what caused it, but I did see them having a few words at the end. A few words at the end of the game. So I'm not too sure what happened or what started it. Because obviously I was shaking hands with the people that sit around me and saying see you for the Leicester game, but I did see them having a bit of a heated discussion. So I do wonder what's caused that. I will be watching the match back a little bit later on as I've recorded it. So I'll be interested to see if the cameras caught anything about them having caught anything being said.
Yes, absolutely, Kieran. And just before we do let everybody go this evening and wrap up the programme, I just want to say it is our first birthday on the channel, and obviously, Kieran, you've been a part of the channel, you're part of the Euros, part towards when we first started as well, and towards end of last season into the Euros, and be part of this season as well. So I just want to say on behalf of myself and Mike and Barry, thank you for your contribution, Kieran, to the channel, and hopefully you'll continue to grow with us as we grow as a channel and as a station moving forward, my friend. So thank you for your support so far.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it very much. I'm glad to be here, mate. I know I only do a rare few commentaries, and it's usually only Wolves games, but I'm happy to be happy to help out when I can. And I know I'm presenting. I have a bit of fun, so it's a good channel to work with, mate. I'm glad you allowed me to come on board earlier on earlier on back in the COVID season. So thanks for bringing me aboard, mate. It's been a great ride. Let's onwards and upwards, eh?
Yes, absolutely, my friend. And just before we go as well, I just want to say, Luke, I know you've only done a few co-coms and first throughout the last season and in the Euros and this season as well, but you've been a big part of this as well. So big thank you to you as well, Luke, for your continued effort and work and dedication to the channel as well, my friend.
No worries. Cheers for letting me come on.
Yes, and obviously, Mike, I know me and you, we were the ones who started it all a year ago today, Mike. And have you got anything that you want to say to likes of Luke and Kieran and to everyone else who we've had on in the past, likes of Dale and Jack Cunningham, Matt Hales, and people like that? And speaking of someone who we had on as well, I was speaking earlier via the official Twitter feed of the TC Hub, which is a commentary live one. You can go and check it out over there. I was speaking to an ex-Arsenal player, Mike, and ex-England and Middlesbrough under-21 player. You know I'm on about, Mike, when I mentioned those clubs just there. The Arsenal.
I know exactly what about. You're on about my G Justin, aren't you?
Yes, and because we announced earlier as well. I'm not sure if I know you saw the news, Kieran. I'm not I think you've seen as well about waivers extending the deal with J-DAC football. Hopefully, we're going to renew the deal with JB Sports in the upcoming weeks as well. I messaged him earlier on Justin Hoyt via the Twitter feed because he responded with claps after we extended our deal with J-DAC football for the Women's Euros and then next season, including the World Cup in Qatar next winter. I said to him, we're looking forward to having you back for some games when you're free, Justin. And Justin Hoyt, who was on a big part of the Euros coverage, covered a number of games for the channel during the Euros. He said, it will be a pleasure, of course, and would love to come back and join the team when I can. Really enjoyed it last time out, Mike. So that's the thoughts from Justin Hoyt, who on our first birthday, that's what he had to say there as well on that one, Mike. And Mike,
Yeah,
obviously, Justin. Obviously,
Right.
we've had Justin, we've had a few people who are mentioned, we've had a few new people join, the likes of Paul James, along with a few others who's joining in the upcoming weeks. Matthew McCallum was on with you on the Old Firm Derby just last Wednesday. So what would you like to say to the people who's been on this journey with us and people who support, whether they've just listened or contributed to the channel as well, Max? From myself, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's contributed, and the thanks to the likes of JB and to John Kane over J-DAC Football for allowing us to put it on there, and also big thanks to you as well, Matt, for letting us put it on the Storm FM YouTube channel as well. Our brilliant commentaries for the entirety of the Euros and then this season, and hopefully we'll continue that partnership with Storm FM going forward into next season and the summer with the European Women's Euros as well, Mike.
Yeah, 100%, mate. We're pretty much done with that anyway. We just got to seal the deal. We've got to dot the I's and cross the T's on that one, Russ, but we're not far away from sorting that one out. But I just want to say a big thank you to everyone, really, that's been a part of the channel. People that are here now, people that have been here and moved on to other things, pastures new and everything as well. So, yeah, much appreciated. All your hard work goes a very, very long way. We certainly appreciate everything that you do and everything that you bring to the table. So, yeah, thank you very much to everyone, really, whether it's co-coms, comms, listeners, whoever, really. And also to you, Russ, as well, because I know you put in a hell of a lot of work behind the scenes getting everyone on board. So, yeah, appreciate what you do as well, my man.
Cheers, Mike. And that's all we've got time for this evening. Fantastic play here at Molineux. Great commentary from Mike and from Luke. Great game at Anfield as well, where I saw Liverpool beat Leicester by 2-0. From myself, from Mike and from Luke, thank you very much for listening to that. And a big thank you to Kieran as well for popping on and giving his thoughts on his way home from the Wolves versus Arsenal game this evening. That's all we've got time for.
I've just got to sign off with one thing, Kieran. We only need 10 men.
So from all the team here.
Oh, you just wait, Mike. You just wait till the 24th.
So from all of the team here, guys, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you again very, very soon. From all the team here, good night.